shakele love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love, waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what we done my heart, oh. Go no be vodka, Mr. Money Changer, but when I know the waste time, Mr. I want to hear what the people they love. Want to get a shakele love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love, waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what we done my heart, oh. Go no be vodka, Mr. Money Changer, but when I know the waste time, Mr. I want.
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, operation of the land, for weather and seek your future, development our God, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead, able Democrat, Ghana. Our strength in unity, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead, stable Democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. Ejo bana It's our land. Victory is our land. JJ is a winner. Arise for Ghana, of the truck of the land, power and secure future, development our goal, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead, stable Democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to the NDC shall lead, stable Democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to the NDC shall lead, stable Democrat.
Hello?
Yeah, we are on now, so we can introduce.
Okay. Hello, good evening to our warm viewers, and we just want to welcome you on behalf of myself, Alfred Mene, and my co-moderator, Sankofat the Dancer. I just want to welcome all of you to tonight's program, which is really, really very important to all of us, as the NDC fraternity is growing every single day. Tonight, what we actually want to achieve is just giving an opportunity to all our aspirants who have actually put themselves forward to share with us what their campaign messages are and what their visions are. And it will also offer us an opportunity to understand more about their visions, their style of leadership, their role in governance, and what have you. So tonight is just a single opportunity, and we are really grateful to have Hit African TV, taking us forward in another pedestal, which is just going to open more doors for these conversations to go on. Just to give you a very brief overview of what the program will look like today, it is we've got 6 aspirants who have actually put themselves forward, which is the first half of the show. The second half will come next week, and we'll talk more about that at the end of the program. What we intend to do is that each of the aspirants will be given about 10-minute slots just to be able to engage with you, the viewers. And it will be also time for you to kind of like question them on the platform, live as we go on. At the end of every 10 minutes presentation, there will be a 20-minute slot, which is more than enough for us to be able to digest the matters that are arising from their conversations. So it is more of an interactive platform, and it will be very, very much of kind of like the brotherhood and the NDC fraternity we expect. It is a platform we want to actually have that engaged conversation, devoid of any sort of, vindictiveness or victimization. It is just us giving them the opportunity to share what they want to do for this chapter moving forward. So tonight is definitely a night that I'm looking forward to. And I want to say that we are going to start with some of our 2 vibrant contestants, which is we will start off with our free intern, who is actually at the moment vying for the chapter organizer position. And after his slot, we will follow by Adam Musa to also present his show. At the end of those 20 minutes, we will be giving the 20-minute slot for people to ask their questions. So I can't wait to see what is actually going to pull out from this show. But I can tell you it is going to be exciting. And I can see my co-moderator can tell you we've done a lot of work on this. And definitely what you should expect is a good night show. Thank you very much. And again, a warm welcome to you. My co-presenter, if you want to welcome our first 2 contestants when they are ready, you have the platform, and I will be here supporting you. Thank you.
Sure, I'll be here.
Arise for Ghana, a patron of the land, forward and seek your future, development our God. Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, a patron of the land, forward and seek your future, development our God. Suzuza.
NDC adesimama ye konkroma mu wo UK Ireland Chapter nyina eyezu eyeza emefa mio ebraso me NDC adesimama ye konkroma to ahini ne esia yinfo wo UK Ireland Chapter se ekwa abato so ne ekwato abayi mpanfo mbedi amonyeko ne ma miade ekwa abato so 2024 na organizer de bema kokodufo nyansafo a obrani wasi obu ade wo timama nipa bibia onu ani comrade yaw entam every year papa we obu ade papa we obrani wasi papa we o watema papa we o kanipa bom papa we o wa humra sese entam every year obia penasem papa we so wasi bu NDC adesimama nyo konkroma ya wa Ghana ha silia kwale sewa wo be sole na wo credit no data no dia gu fo so ufu na be dada wo ka ya entem no dia bro enten papa we ni din ne honam se entem afriye to ahini ne sia ni fo ya wo UK Ireland Chapter ya se ye beto abana man ye beto ma boom efisa obu aye wo wanchese pa ubu ade obre wase entem afriye se wasi politics is a market of ideas obia wo kwanso o kire na adwe enti wano wo obetire na adwira kire ni bia obetie wo kasa kire na obetie ntam nyankopon nhyira wo ntam efisa dwumadie bia wudi bia eye ntam se na nadu danko akufu ado amamu oboni nyina hini na first na Nebukadnezar na obi atunufo ontie na wafa Ghana sade na japade de opa bia na ode ye o masika so no de adwale wiem wajebusia agibi wo Yesu Kristo krom nyina enso man Ghana bibia nwene se aye basa na nadu de Ghana din agibusia agibi wo China fo ha ense se Ghana ni woda ho no na China fo abadayem famsika brame enso na nadu agisika no ade adwale wiem eno ani na busuafo aye sika ne
Alfred, should I go?
Yes, go for it.
Yes. I'm monitoring the chat room, and I hear Free is having some difficulties entering. So prompt me, please, if we are there. And I'm very happy to be part of this program. And you could see the NDC has taken a different turn, and the turn is rather in a positive light. If you look at the NDC from even just 2016, when we lost the elections, I would say that this is only contest of ideas. Every single person I've seen on all the platform contesting positions are people some are known personally, who have been very committed to the cause. You cannot doubt their love for the party. And so I was approached to be part of the moderators, to be part of Alfred and get it running. I was very happy, and I said, it is not to choose who is best suited for position, but it's rather to contest the ideas that we have, and we would all put all together. If you look at even our national front, for some of the people who had even lost the main elections to lead the party, the party brought them all in, and some are just so happy again to work for the party. So at the end of the day, after the chapter elections, whatever happens, you all come together again, because the common people we are fighting now is the MPP. And we are not only fighting because we want to come to office, just come into office because it's been 8 years now. If they had lived well, if they had led the country well, I'm sure we would have even gone into our shelves and hide. If you look at what we got in 2016 and what we got in 2020, and you all bear witnesses, and it's not because we are NDT fraternity, that's why we're saying it's clear. And even amongst the MPP, they know that the 2020 election, they did not win that election, but took advantage of incumbency and took advantage of a very wicked person who doesn't care what happens to the country. And Adodanko Akufo-Addo and his cohorts, even when people died, they don't even care and decided to stay on. We could have done the same thing in 2016, of course. We had all the apparatus in hand. All we needed was a few people to rally the security, and we had the men to do it. But it wasn't necessary at the time, and we still think that it's not necessary if we're building democracy. So it's the same kind of democracy that we're building from here. So if we agree and know what we are doing indeed, then of course they are looking at us. And this election 2024, they will need a chapter even more. because I just came from Ghana about 3 weeks ago, and I can assure you, I was in Ghana for 3.5 months, almost 4 months, and I went everywhere. I was in the north, all the 3 northern regions, now 4, maybe 5. And I was in Western region, I was in Volta region. And I can tell you, apart from being contest of ideas, it is also money. And of course, loyalty. That's the most important thing. So after we finish all our elections, we have to sit down and decide. Those of us who can go to Ghana would have to go to Ghana more than a month before December 2024 to stay in positions, to be at polling stations, so that people who have planted themselves, although wolves working against us, who have planted themselves like NDC people, looking away for us to be cheated, we would just get all through. When they talk about breaking the 8, they understand what they're talking about. All right, comrades, Yao in term FEA is in the house now. I could see that he is on, so I wouldn't wait much time again. I know Yao and I know Ademu very, very well. The last time I came for NDC program at Kennington's, Ademu gave me a seat, gave me water, and look after me for me to leave. You know, I came with Nana Kwan, who came to this tap, of course. Yeah, I don't remember. And Yauti, when I was on radio, has been my serial caller for years. Even if nobody will call for NDC that morning, you call. And sometimes because it's at work, he has not even listened to the program. We just tell us, listen, give me the gist of what is running so that I'm pouring some water on these people, you know, and all that. So if we're looking for people contesting for party positions, especially organizer, we couldn't have looked any further. We couldn't have looked for any competent people than Ademu and Yao. Yao, you have the floor for 10 minutes. Unless Alfred, you want to make an input, I'll give you the floor.
No, absolutely. Okay. That's fine. I think it is good for us to have both of them here. And just like I said, it's an opportunity for both of them to be able to engage with our viewers out there, and we will definitely give them the floor. So that's absolutely fine. So if I say, Tim, we probably would give you the chance for you to just flow for the first 10 minutes. Am I right, moderator?
Yes, you are. And also want to prompt both of them that I am a believer of adding the language that you're also comfortable in, the English language that you're flowing in. And I love this about the East Africans. You know, even if they are double professors, double doctors, they will find some way somehow to put their Swahili somewhere when they are speaking. You understand? So when you are making a point and you think the emphasis is, well, perhaps in Dagomba or perhaps in Gurushi or perhaps in Akan, feel free to emphasize for us. And we will be very happy to get on with it. Do remember that we are dealing with people with all walks of life, and our leadership should also turn or pan such that we are part and parcel of them, rather than be empty as too much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Floor is mine, is it?
It is.
Thank you. Yeah, good evening, comrades. And then good evening, viewers as well. My name is Yao Intem FEA. I'm the chapter deputy organizer, UK Ireland branch. People doesn't know where I started my politics from, and then even today somebody was telling me that why we haven't heard from you from a long time. But it's a part of politics we are in. I cannot say anything much, but I can introduce where I come from or where I've been in the NDC. I've been a youth organizer at the Bantima constituency, like 1996 up to 2000. And then when Kofor made some divisions of constituencies, I moved to Nsheyesu constituency to be the organizer of NDC at Nsheyesu constituency. I came to UK and I joined the NDC. As my colleague said, my brother said, you have been on radio for a while. So by suddenly, I joined NDC, the chapter, UK Ireland Chapter, and then they divided the branches. They started developing the branches. So I joined South London branch, and I was the first communication officer at the South London branch. From there, I went back to Ghana to contest for parliamentary aspirant, which was 2015, then about to 2016. Though I couldn't win my primaries because I contested with a big mind, Honorable Samuel Sapon. Now he is the Scan Vice of NDC Ghana National. So I couldn't win it and I came back. So on the 18th, 2018, people saw that I'm doing a good job for the NDC. So they elected me to be chapter deputy organizer. So at the moment, I'm a deputy organizer for the chapter NDC UK. So I've come forward again to seek my comrades, my mom, my friends, and my brothers in NDC to also let me lead them in the coming election as an organizer for NDC UK on the 7th of October 2023, if God permit. They should vote for me to lead them. But I cannot say I'm coming to lead this strong a party like NDC without vision, without ideas, without strategy. No. Other than that, I have to be at the back for people to run and let me look at. Because organizer is not an easy job. It's not just showing yourself to the people. You have to be vision. You have to be like, strategize. You have to be all round. And I think I'm capable to do that if they give me the nod. Before I will go on, I will thank all the organizers at the branches of NDC UK Ireland Chapter for bringing this program up. It tells us that they are ready to do a job for NDC to win power 2024. Because with this platform they have created for us, it means that they are serious to work. And that's why I'm here, to help them to work as a team and win the power for NDC 2024. So with them and what they have done now, if they give me a nod, the first thing I will do with the organizers at the branches is to bring something called Dean Organizer of NDC UK Caucus. Some people will ask, what's Dean Organizers of NDC UK Caucus? So far as they have teamed up already, it won't be difficult for me to team them up. What I will do is just let them select or vote to choose one person from them. And that fellow will be the Dean Organizer for NDC UK Caucus. So that person, I will speak to, or I will force myself with my executives, chapter executives, to bring that guy in or that person into our chapter meetings. So the link between the chapter or chapter organizer to the grassroots who will do the link to the branches at the ground. By so doing, anything that will go down to the grassroots or anything that will pump up from the branch, he is the only person, or he can connect us straight away. So we will know the problem at the branches easily, and then we deal with the problem at the branch and we move forward. This is my idea. And if it works successfully at the UK Ireland chapter, then I will extend it to the diaspora. Then we will get the Dean of Diaspora NDC Organizers Caucus. That also will bring the whole diaspora together, and we will know ourselves, and we will champion for one goal. Or anything we will say, we will all say one word, and then we move forward. And that also will bring unity with us. That will bring the unity to face the MPP. Because as an organization like NDC, if you are leading them and without the unity with you guys, I think you can't succeed. So that's my first policy I will introduce to the chapter if they give me the nod. My second policy will be like, oh, come on, light. Forgive me, I'm at work, you know. So because of the NDC, that's why I had to come and introduce myself to the viewers and then NDC followers. My second policy is at the moment, we don't know the branches programs. I've been a chapter deputy organizer for 4 years, going to 5 years now, I can say 5 years now. But up to now, from day one I joined it, we couldn't have the branch programs. So I will try to introduce branch calendar program. That branch calendar program will guide us all the branches, their program. So they will submit all their programs, the whole year program, to the chapter. And then the chapter also program will work around the branches program. With that, we won't be shortage of any program around because we all know our program is intact. So when you are working as a team, we know Staff Lending have their 1 year plan program. So we know everything. And then chapter will work around it. So where the chapter programs also collided or clashed with the branches program, that chapter program will go to that branch. So by so doing it means you are taking the chapter to the branch. You are taking the chapter to the grassroots. And mind you, if you don't have the branch, you don't have chapter. If you don't have the branch, you don't have chapter. It's like you don't have branch, you don't have constituency back home. So that's another policy I will bring in. And, you know, looking forward, chapter calendar also will go around we will add the labor conference to the chapter programs. Because labor conference comes in every year. And we know our executives back home, national, they always come to emphasize the Congress of Labour Party. But we haven't adjusted that conferences or that date to chapter program. So anytime they are coming, that's the time we are struggling to see how we're going to receive them, how we're going to move them around and do stuff. So if we add it to the chapter program, then we know that it's a calendar year program for the chapter, and then we prepare towards that before it comes. My next program will be how to empower NDC sympathizers who are in the business field. Yeah, well, you know, NDC, we don't have much money to give to the people to do their own business. But one thing I can promise my voters, NDC UK Ireland Chapter, those who have right to vote, that if they elect me on the 7th of October, why I will use to empower the sympathizers of NDC business is that we have some people who has R&B or guest houses or hotels in this country. We have NDC sympathizers who has restaurants and those stuff in this country. So what I will try to do is that if you get a visitor from across the world and they are coming to visit the chapter, we won't go and book another hotel from anywhere and pay money for them. No, that money we will pay for somebody we don't know. We will use our sympathizers' facilities to accommodate them. And then that money we will, instead of paying to somebody, it will go to NDC sympathizers. So in case NDC is doing something that we need assist or something like that, and we fall on them, I think they will get something also to help the party. It goes around the restaurant as well. Our people have restaurant as well. So instead of us taking them to India or Pakistan or Turkish restaurant, we will take them to Ghanaian restaurant. I mean, those sympathizers of NDC. And then by using our money to, you know, patronize their business, it means anytime we also need help and we fall on them, they will come and help us. That's the way I will use to empower NDC sympathizers, businessmen or businesswomen within NDC UK Ireland. And then finally,
if you just, yeah, that's right. Really, we are on spot time. So if you're just about to wrap up, that would be very great for us.
yeah, okay. As I'm gonna wrap up,
absolutely.
I will. As I said, I thank the organizers, and most of them having seen me doing my work. Simple because I work from behind. Only when you just see me on the radios or you hear my voice on radio or TV. But when it comes to organizational work, I work from behind. I work with the team. I know them. They can do the job for us. And then I give them some guidelines how you do our job. So I'm a person that takes advice anytime, anywhere. And then I listen a lot than talking. So that's me, Yantem FEA. Though people are saying my English is no good. But when it comes to the time, if it's by the English, Kufuado has done better than the way he's operating Ghana or governing Ghana. So it's not about the English or about Kasatentene. No, about how you strategize, how you plan and organize your people to do the work. So that's me, Yantema Free. Metie mu nsɛm a mobɛka kyerɛ me bebree na mema kasa ketewa bi. Mede anidie bɛma me executives ɛne obi a wɔbɛba me nkyɛn biara. Mabie me pono mu a moni me from tetene deɛ monim sɛ Yantema Free me ne obi anya abanta koraa da ɛwɔ chapter executives. Nti mɛhyɛ adɔfoɔ sɛ mo nyinaa mo ntom aba no ma Yantema Free because yɛhwɛ the problem a chapter wɔ mu sesei deɛ I think sɛ someone mami dimoni young cause our problem because this program we are in now, I think we didn't plan, we didn't focus ahead, we didn't have vision, and it all came to us. But I will put it like say it's bad organization that has led us to this situation or classes NDC chapter is in now. So I will ask viewers, listeners, NDC comrades who has the right to vote for me on 7th October 2023. I will respect their vote and then I will respect them and listen to them as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Yahoo. Well said, well put. I don't know which people are saying your English is not good, but you spoke very good English. And you bring it down to Baltimore Menchia level, but you still went on speaking your English very well.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
You said. Yeah, you understood everything.
Yeah, and yes.
All right. Yes. So Alfred, I would leave you to introduce Musa Adamu, who would also have his time. We should take note that Nteme Free is overstayed about 3 minutes. So if Musa would kindly stay within time, would be great. But if he has to take his pound of flesh with the 3 minutes, we are happy to give it, although we are conscious with time as well. Alfred, if you want to make an
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, co-moderator. Where do I start? Oh, Musa Adamu. I think for me, I've seen his face pretty much every time that I've been to any of these NDC fraternity groups, whether it is a barbecue, the Birmingham one, whether it's a Milton Keynes in London. I've seen him pretty much everywhere. And just to say, for me, it is organizations, just the two gentlemen, when you go, they are both kind of like, having those sort of cordial relationship, interacting really well. And I saw one of those beautiful moments, and I still have those pictures when they came to Birmingham, and you could see the brotherhood there. Of course, that is what we are expecting, and this platform is just doing that. So, Adamu, tonight I will say to you, it is your day. You want to be able to engage with our viewers there. Everybody is watching. Tell us what we've got in front of us: leadership, organization, platforms. What is it that you want to bring on the table? And the viewers will be the referees, just like we've given to Ntem. So you're welcome on the platform, and take it away.
Thank you so much, Senior Alfred and Brother Sankofa. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for this amazing program. And also, I would like to thank your good platform and our viewers across the world. I'm extremely grateful that I was given an opportunity to be a part of NDC UK Ireland and to play the role as organizer till now. Before then, I would like to quickly ginger our people and say revolution has a long
That's a long way to go.
has
Has come to stay. Cadence may go, cadence may come, but the revolution has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go. Has come to stay.
Hey!
Hey!
Thank you so much, my brother Afriye Intem, for being my backing vocals. This is amazing, and I'm very grateful. Thanks to our viewers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'm greeting you from my place. Platform ya Jimilala, UK Ireland, Joe, NDC Ireland organizer, position and mileji. Aba aleke minyala maya didio enkaka be wabu no mona mesiama ne wava ni mi akoleke mi aton actual UK Ireland akoyi engoi mpesa mi damwase onyankopon di mu ene mi odi kan kasaye sa bre mi nim se obia wotie obabia nim se jumadi ayedi no ehia obia oni nipa entem etena eyefe na baby ebehia ni bia adwuma bia anya kese ma no ebi anya ketwa nkofo bebre be hia no aka say Musa Adamu, and then people will say everywhere you go, just like the MTN. So before then, you want to know who Musa Adamu is. Musa Adamu, I come from Afram Plains in the eastern region, Donkokrum to be precise. I grew up there. I was also the constituency youth organizer. At that time, it was both, it wasn't divided. So we had Donkokrum, and from there to a chairman from where we're all together. I was a constituency youth organizer, and I played my role well until I came to United Kingdom. When I got to United Kingdom, I joined the British Army. So I served in the British Army from the Logistic Corps to the Royal Military Policing, where I served for 8 years. Apart from that, I have a beautiful family, got 5 kids, and 3 beautiful girls and 2 boys. Also, after that is my personal life, basically. Apart from that, I joined the NDC UK Ireland, got myself through the youth wing. Unfortunately, there was a bit of misunderstanding, so I had to stand back and support. And during that time, I did my work. I supported, even though I wasn't an executive member. The time came when I asked to become the organizer, and you kindly gave me the opportunity. But before then, I've also contested as a parliamentary aspirant in Afram Plains North, which I did very well. Unfortunately, I didn't win. But then we still went back to Afram Plains to support the party, and that's what we've been doing. Apart from that, becoming the organizer for UK Ireland, I was the organizer, and I've been the organizer without mincing words. Yeah, there were challenges, and even despite the challenges, there's been amazing successes that we can say. Since I took over as an organizer, I have worked with different and diverse people that we have double the number of members of UK Ireland, which is a big achievement. Nobody in any organization can say that they've performed 100%. You have to understand that it's a human institution, and sometimes there will be issues going here and there. Despite all the challenges, we have been able to chug so many great things. And I'll take this opportunity to thank all our branch organizers, branch youth, and branch women organizers who have performed amazingly. I will also take this opportunity to thank the youth wing, the women's wing, and also the Zongo Caucus, that they've been very supportive. We've worked so hard. When we took over, there were some branches that were almost dead, and some of them that were about to spring up. And I'll take note of one specific one that we have to work so hard on as an organizer, using my organizational skills and also interpersonal relationship. I've supported branches like Telford, and today it's a flourishing, great branch that has produced very great people and are still supporting NDC. I've also supported East London to come to fruition. East London, amazing group, and they are producing great things, and we will all be witnesses to this. And to top it up, we have Ireland branch. For the first time, Ireland branch had to be open, and again, nobody else were able to go to Ireland, but I went there as the organizer, as part of my achievement, went there and commissioned Ireland branch, which I'm very proud of. They are very, very hardworking group. So if I have to talk about how my stewardship was, it's been a very unique thing. Let's not forget that just a few years after we took over, COVID came in, and it became something that we had to even communicate via Zoom. Even that, when COVID hit, we still were able to get people within the branch to support mentally, physically, and people were even able to raise funds. We were able to raise substantial amount of money also to support Ghana COVID efforts, as well as here, and also during our election, we did so. So what can I say? I'll continue thanking everyone, because if I come here today and try to boast that I am the only person who did this, then I will be, it will not be fair on so many hardworking women and men of NDC UK Ireland. We have challenges, there's no doubt, but even despite the challenges, we have chalked so much to be proud of. And then I'll go quickly to what I'm looking forward to add or to even grow and make it even stronger. Even though we are on that path, I would like this opportunity to continue the great job that myself and the team have done. Let's not forget, for the first time, the youth wing have set up the Tain in diaspora. It's never happened. And it was the youth wing who initiated this, and being a good organizer, I supported them throughout. And today, it's become a beacon of success and also a template for other diasporan countries to look at. So I'll go quickly and say things that I would like to work on. I will bridge the gap between chapter and branches to effective operations and also programs, as in trying to make sure that we coordinate activities. Let's not kid ourselves that if we have over 15 branches, we can all work something at the same time. That is why they have to be autonomous. They should be able to stand on their feet and to grow the branches. And as we've done, that's what we've always done. But we'll make sure that instead of working in terms of top down, we will look at bottom up approach where everyone is included and we all work together as a team. Mr. Frientem, as he said he's been working from the back. And again, he is my deputy. And I would never discount that him being my deputy, all our successes, he was without contributing to it. I'm very proud that I have a deputy who is also seen that he's capable of playing the role that I am playing. It shows that I am very inclusive, I'm very open. I still work with him till date, and we are still preparing towards our next election. That's how open I am. I'm very, very democratic, and I want us to work that way. Politics must not be a do or die affair. It must be something that we show respect to each other, and that's what I look forward to do. The next thing is connect UK Ireland Chapter to other diasporan branches to make sure that we speak from the same song sheet, to make sure that when we bring out our policies, being in the advantage of being in diaspora is to be there and show people back home the things that we have learned abroad, and also contribute towards our manifesto and also our national development. I will also engage on all the stakeholders and promote welfare. Again, we living in somebody's country, we must understand that we're a family. And it's not just joining and saying Eyezu, Eyeza, just like that. We should understand people and stand with them, feel the situation when they really need you. And that is why Mr. Alfred said, wherever you go, you will see Ademu, whether it's a naming ceremony, whether it's birthdays, whether it's funeral, whether it's party organization, I'm always there because it's very important. They said in Ever, they will tell you, but I make a anyola, I make a nyola alomela, which means that so what that na se obi ebo no nyanewa obi ewani a ono pe na obedi ken hu. Enti misremo, as I said, there is a lot that we are doing, and we have to do it in a way that UK and Ireland will still be regarded as the beacon of diaspora and also be respected. So we need somebody who is dynamic, somebody who knows where and how to deal with people and also respect their views. Be democratic, be open to other ideas, and not always take every single credit to yourself. That is why you have to open up for other people to also do other things. Allow other people to do it. And when the time comes to shine, you stay at the back and pat them in their back, knowing very well that there's no way you can say, I in a team. You know, it is not just me. It's always a group that we talk about. So we support all party organs to discharge their activities. So basically, I'm not going to be taking everyone's job and telling them what to do. That's why you empower them, you engage with them, and you allow them to grow and flourish as a team, and also create a conducive atmosphere for the creation of branches. And again, that is one of the greatest things. If you look at East London, Telford, I have always been a supporter of us opening up branches and making sure that we grow NDC in diaspora. Because if ROPA should come today, we should be able to show them that we are on the ground and we have the men. So I am committed of supporting any of this. Rounding up.
Comrade, if you just wrap up for us.
Yes, sorry. Comrade.
Rounding up, I would say
sorry.
that Musa Adamu has worked so hard. I have worked so hard with every single person. I am somebody who is very open, and please give me an opportunity to continue serving you as I've always done. Akbe, Medamwasi, Mauna Irami, now go day. Salamu alaikum. Yo, thank you.
Right, beautiful one there. Just to say huge thank you to both of you for now coming to share with us this evening and your viewers. And there are quite a number of questions that are coming up, which we will be able to sort of like let you engage more with. But we're just conscious of time because it's overrun a little bit. We might drill down the question in time a little bit for us. So maybe about 10 minute slot would be okay, just to bring us apart to where we are. But if there is a need for us to extend that, we don't want to rush anybody because you've actually given up your time to be here, and we will make sure it counts. I've just got a few questions here. Do you want me to fire away the first one? A question came from Josh for Intam. Right. So this is the first question for you. It's from Josh.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm just going to read as it is coming up on the platform. It says, Nana, you said you are the current deputy organizer. What have you done for the chapter? So it's just, this is one of our members. He wants to know, as a deputy organizer, what have you done for the chapter? And I think most of the things you've said is based on what you've done or what you're going to do. So he wanted you to throw more light on that. So this is an opportunity for you to share with the viewers some of the things you've done.
Okay. I can't say much. And then this one, I'm a person mechanic mukasa. Nah, I'm up what my share. Say a cancer chapter is not about the time I take a position, and I say me Jumama chapter. At the time me joining NDC UK Ireland Chapter no. I did back one if you said Damakuma so amaya ama all the time. Se me dynamic ya na me manage some bebre. 2014, 2015 when Dumso achi NDC aban. Na me call radio so make a say we are Say na mpanimfo a yetie ni associations a Ghanaian community associations wo kuruma no mu so tie. Omu invite me ekọ wo mu meeting ase say men kyerɛ wo mu ade a maban yi a wodi so dum so am. Nti all the time na ebi wa mekọ especially Bantam Battersea Ghana Community Association. Because ko kyerɛkyerɛ wo mu every 3 months bia. Nti ekoba say NDC timi so dum so ano no. Omu je mensam a meka kyerɛ wo mu no tum. Eno na nam so a ama South London branch. Say wo hwɛ population a ye wa yes sa nwumade ni bi na medi ye wo another men's club will be a flow omo Kingsmen omo so wo UK ha say eno so omo to me nsa frɛ me ma metimi de that time no dum so no ntino na ye ha obi a me kokko kyerɛkyerɛ omu na me da nyame ase wo ho sɛ eno ntino de na me kan na anya ntro na etimi ba mu na menim de na NDC aban ne dwoma ha me ye no ema eba mu no ama NDC South London branch ebi wo kra na nye South London kwa na omo ebi wo North London na me de omo ama organizer wo ho anase chairperson na no se ebi a omo hwe that time na chairman nye wo ba se omo hwe na omo recruit omo nti eye adwuma ni bi a ma ye no ti se me no me find this free ebi a ye meeting grounds ana dem na me de apia bonten no na me pese omo ma me kwan na me san ye ne mo nti se obi bisa me se de na ma ya ama chapter as a deputy organizer adwuma ya ye ne de me fa ne se da bia me ka se yantima win 2020 election no e kire se niam ankoye nti no de bia ankoye a e ma mfonso ne ba ye no eno nti ne matumi ho asi wo se mo mama konya na minsanye se adwuma no e medi ani munya adwuma no ne ye hwe se mintimi win 2024 e ma NDC a mantimi am resign my position and that's it.
Yeah. And your concluding part is sounding like
it's a challenge. It's a challenge I made to my UK Ireland NDC chapter because you hear power. Na power na you hear no. Yankwa yentimi share dem nya power no. I was say yetimi kwa abonten ye ton NDC chairman for. I can one of my policy na muka asem bia time akrosu minute. Akbeni tina mantimanka. I feel say appropriate time no so me send another platform meka. The way branches no you betimi apia bontene akọ Ghanaian communities market. Ghanaian barber shops na ya ton NDC and the mesre branch organizers ne wo executive say branch bi ampe complimentary card. That is said they put you am the man Manchester omu wo bi nti ba bi obi abeduru bia no you use that complimentary card na it leads to the chairman, secretary, organizer and then executives and everybody numbers no was and no be me nya NDC e doma mo ma be John NDC bebre be mutam nti so Sir Josh me do ask no question no the metima ya boa NDC UK Ireland Chapter. Yeah.
Musa to Adamu, if you give me the floor, please. Can I go? Yes. Yeah. Adamu, I am very, very happy personally that I come from a Afram place. Eastern region are a big challenge, and the truth is, all what we're doing here is what one constituency is doing. That's how the chapter is looked at. And as we constituency, who would not take an MP from here as a constituency, no. Now I see here Kokoboa. The truth is, and I'll keep on saying, I won't stop. Anybody I speak to will free and this one or you can maybe me catch them. Say we will need people with clear conscience and money. Ne any power between watches on what Eastern region and I personally have spoken to the Eastern region chairman, Kevo. I had a long meeting with Kevo the night before I left. So anytime we're able to make very good inroads in the Eastern region, even if we're able to hit 40, 41, 42%, it turns out very good. It's going to be one of the challenges. Almost regions, they didn't divide the Eastern region, but one would have thought, say if Eastern region starts from Akwamufi all the way Akosomo and comes down all the way to Oda, it would have been probably part of the wisdom to look at it. Eastern region has been for them many years back. But the good news is we have very good pockets, part of Eastern region even some parts, even including some parts in our front plains. Now, what as organizer of a big chapter like this, even if you decide to listen, I cannot show that because I'm only an organizer for a constituency, I'm only an organizer for a chapter, I cannot show that everything that goes on. What steps are you going to take from here with the people here, the people that you are going to organize to help in 2024 to make sure that Eastern region, I'm asking you this question because I'm also from Eastern region. In fact, I'm from the deep end of Eastern region where they vote very badly. That's why I asked this question.
Thank you. I think that it's a great thing that you are from Eastern region, and it's one of the places that we need to capture. And I'm very grateful to God that we also have a very vibrant, young, energetic, and visionary, very vision-focused person as the chairman of the Eastern region, which is in the person of Mr. Kevo. And I've known Mr. Kevo for a very long time. And today I'm not going to talk about Mr. Kevo just himself, but I'm talking about my own effort, what I've done. I am so passionate about our front plains that anyone who knows me will tell you, and even around Eastern region, I have an NGO or an organization called HELAC. It's called Health, Education, Livelihood, Agriculture, Climate. When I attempted to become a member of parliament for our front plains North that I was unsuccessful, I went back. I supported the person who won, and we toured the areas that needed to be toured to garner more votes for NDC. Apart from that, my project has supported 35 schools with computers and laptops. It is there. You can check it online. You can see it out there. Apart from that, during election and programs like that, even with 2020 UK Ireland, we had a vision, and what we did was like, we have to support each constituency. We need to support constituencies that we support them. So personally, I know people over there. I know people that I know where they have to go or where they have to come from, and I support them directly. Apart from that, I have a company that I have here to show you how committed and very attached I am to Afram Plains. My business is called Aframba. So if you go online now and you go aframba.com, you will see Musa Adamu there. That is my business, and that's what I do now in the United Kingdom. So Eastern region is on our hand, and we are also going to do everything that we can with our team here from UK, and also with on my personal level. Just like when COVID hit, I opened up my office, provided free internet for teachers and students to go in there and learn. This is something that we call something hearts and minds. We want to win the people towards us. We want them to gravitate towards us. And the next 2024 election, I am going back, and I'm not just going to Afram Plains. I'm going to join the team back there to tour Eastern region to capture power for 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Alfred, over to you.
Thank you very much, Adamu, and thank you very much, Tim. We just have 1 minute each for you to wrap up in terms of where the debate is this evening. I know that, like I said, the NDC that we are at the moment projecting is one ultimate objective, which is Power 2024. And this is a question to both of you as organizers, aspiring organizers for the chapter. Could you just give us what your kind of like strapline message should be moving forward for this particular election? What is the one message that you want to say, this is my core message I'm giving to the people, and this is the reason why I should be voted? Just 1 minute to wrap up on your end. I'll start with Intan.
Yo, that's it. The message is simple. Me respect obia within advice and also within assembly many. Na me respect say any pan na me respect the vote so a obeto dia mame. And e basa say any pan mintimi fa wanimu ntwitwiri form. Because oto abane mame a me ne wona eye adwuma no. Enya me nko na me nti gidi a wonya me mu a oto abane mame no. Say ni die no na wo se me de ma na metie wasani. na me respect vote na o de ma me no leader say obi a all the time no also obi open to o obi a na me feel say UK Ireland Chapter for o mbeto aba ne de o mu ni say sa na me tie me ne rusan na me hu ade wo ho na nya me tia wo na so wa akire ne collect no ne yakoya ni eno nti na me pese me de sa policy amabubo din ne nyina aba na o timi say ye teamwork nti nya me nko na me be ye adwuma no nti se ye nyina ye ka bom yes ye adwuma na ye betimi aye adwuma ne ye ama NDC enyadom okrom ha na NDC so atmedi nkunim na etwa to ne say ye mpanimfo a aye se bibi nti o mate akoda se se wo mun emma NDC program ne adibia no eye masede say moto aba no ma me amede bosome ba ko pesi ho meni metim no befa wo mun nyina so de wo mun nyina be kan NDC na antawantawa so aba ye ntem sesei if we say election started say eba almost 1 year ye ntimi to aba no ba bia obi atia obi anaso bia mejeto me ho say beko obi anase na boni bia obi aye obi ano ye free oni aka ye ho abom ni afesi wo sono no ni apam na koshemura ba cha men sama me wode ma abejafo ebeto aba ana NDC fo ebeto aba no say na mfese me ye na unity no ye adwuma na yetimi ene wo sono no ekoko medamasi.
Thank you. I'll give Adamu same time. Just a minute. You want to directly communicate to your voters, and we're saying the one strap line message you are giving to the people. What is the reason why you think we should be giving you this opportunity?
Thank you so much. Well, my core message is that 2024, no chance for complacency. 2024, no needless acrimonies. 2024, we mean business. We need someone who is strategic. We need someone who is dynamic. We need somebody who is got vision, and we need someone who can lead NDC UK Ireland. UK Ireland is a very strategic place. We need someone who will be able to work hard and in conjunction with all his executives without playing games. This time, it's about NDC. It's not about Musa Adamu. I am only human. I might make mistakes, but excuse my language, we say it's only a fool who doesn't learn his mistakes. And you can never in this world say that with all that has gone on, you are blameless. I know that I can still learn. I am open for each and everyone. And as you said, you see me everywhere. 2024, we mean business. Let's focus and forget about any issues. We'll continue to forge and channel energy towards winning, because without us winning, as in the words of a former president, he said, it's better to be a watchman in a ruling government than a chairman in opposition. We will mean business, and 2024, no Ababase. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Adamu, and thank you very much, Intim. Just to say, really, really great hearing both of you. And I have to say, and my moderator would definitely agree with me on this, has been very decent conversation between the two of you. Perfect gentlemen, and we appreciate that. Like I said from the word,
I agree.
Yeah, like I said from the word go, this is the platform where we are going to have these conversations devoid of any victimization, devoid of any sort of like blame games and things like that. We just want a solid message, and you both have done that. If I just wrap up from what I'm hearing from both of you, Intim is hammering on the issues of teamwork, making sure he's going to take along the people that have fallen off the cliff at the moment. So it is a very massive thing for him. Adamu, you're talking about all these reconciliation, making sure our politics is focused on 2024, devoid of acrimony, dynamism, and leadership role is what you want to intend, and playing that to the core. So again, our viewers are the judges here. We're just here to make sure it all goes really well. But again, thank you very much, and we are very, very grateful to have both of you. And I wish you both all the best. And whoever comes out as the best man, we are always with you.
Thank you very much. We wish you all well. Ademo, I wish you all, I wish you so well. Whatever happens, I'm sure we'll come together And of course, like, you know, the common enemy that we are fighting now, 2024 is going to be firewire, to be honest. And I want to spend about 8 months in Ghana in 2024 by the grace of God, and we will go far with that.
Take me along with
you.
you.
Guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you. So yes, that's who we are. We have viewers. You've all listened to our two contestants. We'll be going for a commercial break shortly. And then hopefully when we come back, we will be inviting Rebecca and Anum, and we would also be inviting Isabella and Dyson, who would be our next guest, to make sure that they actually deliver and tell you what they have. So stay tuned and don't go away, but continue to interact with the platform. Whatever messages you have, we will take time to read through some of your comment. It doesn't have to be a question. It could just be, if you are enjoying the show, let us know, and we will be reading them out. If there is any contributions you have, please put it on the platform, and we will be able to read those out as they come in. But so far, so good. Thank you very much, Josh. We appreciate those comments. Thank you. Gideon is watching from, I think, where is it? Please, Gideon. Yeah, Gideon, someone will contact you shortly to make sure they discuss those further with you. But everybody who is interacting with the platform, thank you very much. And we'll be going back to our producers.
Yeah, Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, of patron of the land, forward and seek your future, development our God, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead, able democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead, stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. Victory! Victory! It's our land. Victory! It's our land. JJ is a winner. Arise for Ghana, of the drop of the land. Forward and secure future, development our goal. From vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. From vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. From vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democrat.
Hello, welcome. Welcome, Isabella and Rebecca. Welcome to the show this evening. We are very much grateful to have both of you on our platform. It's always a pleasure when we see that our very own are coming onto the show just to share with us what you have to offer for our electorates. And just like my moderator said earlier on, it's just a platform that we are coming together to sort of like focus on one thing. Fine, we might be looking at the elections coming up, but the ultimate objective is the 2024 elections. So whatever that is happening here tonight is just that opportunity to share the vision, both within the UK Ireland chapter, but also thinking about what would be happening in the next season, which is 2024. With much ado, I would pass you on to Sankofa to introduce Isabella, and then you would come. It's like we said, the structure is 10 minutes, just flow for you to tell us what you've got. No interruption at all. It will be your time. And after that, Rebecca, you would have the opportunity to do same. There will be a 20-minute slot for questions that will be asked by our viewers, and it's an interactive platform. And if we pick these questions, I will have those discussions with you. So over to you, Sam.
All right, thank you so much, and I'm glad I'm meeting you today, Rebecca and Isabella, because I've had now women coming to me a lot saying that we want to join. I don't know what happened, but probably people had really got a time to now compare both parties, and you all agree with me. The party has been very attractive, even especially to women. And one of my cousins, who is an MPP person, very MPP. In fact, she was one of the brains behind the Loyal Ladies, and they gave her a position around Youth Employment Authority, somewhere like that. She didn't last for about 2 months. She called me and said, listen, I should have stayed with NDC, because she was with NDC back in the days. Her father was, and in fact, her father, before her father, as a grandfather, was an NDC chairman in Etiwa West. That time was Isachim district. There was like said, yeah, you should have stayed home. You left home, and now you went out with them, and now you want to come back.
Absolutely.
And she left a very comfortable job in Canada and went to a youth employment agency. She didn't last for 2 months, and she left. Then she told me that when we organized our Loyal Ladies, people thought it was Nanapia and those guys who were sponsoring. It was us. Everything was from our pockets. The women just put themselves together and got all the promises from the party leadership, only to realize that if you speak to them one by one, the Loyal Ladies, the way they are struggling, a lot of them are cursing and cursing the leadership of MPP, and they are really angry. What I noticed about NDC women is that they go in without any loyalness, but they go in and work like any other person. I'm so happy. To be fair, the people on this moderation that I wanted to meet is the women organizers, those aspiring for women. We would need you. Sincerely, we would need you, especially for 2024. If we can mobilize about 500 or 400 women who are committed, who cannot be bribed with 1,000 Ghana and fried rice on the day of election for them to look away, for some people to steal from us, we will be forever grateful. We will be forever grateful. And this is what we are looking at. Isabella, I won't talk too much. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Let me start by thanking you, Mr. Alfred and Mr. Sankofa, and the HYT crew, in conjunction with the branch organizers. It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you to all the viewers who also tune in to listen to myself and other aspirants. My name is Peace Isabella Dyson. Who is Peace? Peace hails from the Volta region in Ghana, precisely Amfuega, which is not Dine constituency. Peace is in her early 40s, attended secondary school in the Volta region, did public relations in Accra, did some courses in JIJ, did attachments in Metro TV and TV3, and then came to the United Kingdom to further studies, bachelor's degree, social policy, law, Birmingham University, Staffordshire University, postgraduate, diploma, management, and leadership, for short. In terms of qualification, in terms of work-wise, Peace is a senior practitioner within social services in the UK, a couple of years under her belt, almost 20 years or more. What else does Peace do outside professional work? Peace is a chair lady of an association in the UK here called Friends of Volta. Started as a secretary and then was elected as a chairperson. Peace also was elected. I'm very well known as Isabella, but that's my first name, Peace. But that started since secondary school time. Um, Elected as a parent governor for one of the schools in the West Midlands in the UK, and then re-elected as a school governor for the school, both West Midlands, Birmingham, and West Midlands as a whole. What does the Peace do? I'm a lead designated safeguarding personnel within one of the religious body called RCCG in Birmingham. It's one of the large churches. Also a safeguarding lead in one of the schools within West Midlands. So for short, why I'm taking my time to break it down is Peace has, I believe, I have experience when it comes to working within a team, within a leadership role, and why I've availed myself. I have committed one. I'm a member of the Telford branch of an NDC, two-time women organizer. Stepped down from from the last women organizer position to stand for the position of a deputy chapter secretary. You're going to ask the question, why deputy chapter secretary? I've looked at my schedules, I've looked at the different committees I am on, and I believe I have the skills which I could bring on board. Obviously, the chapter is not, work is not done solo. I have to support other people, but I believe within my work life, my personal life, my religious life, I have skills. Name a few of them: negotiation, working with people, working within a team, advocacy, um, effective listening skill, writing skills, able to challenge where it needs to be, getting people involved, among others. So I believe when I come on board to the chapter, I will be able to be part of those who will be the solutions to our battle to wrestle power from the NPP 2024. I believe it's a very difficult time. I believe there are challenges. We are in opposition, and I believe we need all skill sets to come on board. And I believe I've got what it takes. In terms of advancing the chapter, I've just got a very simple vision. I believe in empowerment. I believe in inclusion. I believe in resilience. We need the right people with the right skills to come on board. And what is the right skills? Leadership is service. But if you're not humble, if you're not respectful, if we are not able to carry SWOT analysis of our chapter, of ourselves, someone will say, what is a SWOT analysis? What are our strengths? What's my strength as an individual coming on board? What's the strength of the chapter I've just joined in? What's the weaknesses? I don't like to call it weaknesses. I like to call it area of development, because there are things, there are actions we can put in place to move to the next stage. What are the opportunities we can tap in? What are the skills, different skill sets of people within the chapter, within the branches that we can tap into? What are the threats? I believe at the moment, our greatest threat is the elephant, the MPP, is how to rescue Ghana from the shackles it's in at the moment. Yes, some of us might be in the UK, but we still have families. I come down every year. I hold a charity called Noviva Foundation, but our aim mostly, we go into the rural areas whereby I interact with people. So I know what is happening in Ghana. I'm not only just an office personnel, I can roll my sleeves, and politics is, if we need to win, is the grassroots. Like you said, people who cannot be won with bag of rice and wanting tomatoes and sardine, people who are loyal, who knows that sardine will not take me through the rest of my life with my children. So that's where Isabella comes in. That's where peace comes in. So I am saying I have skills which I would bring on board. I'm not working on by myself. Someone is going to be the secretary. We've got the chairperson. We've got the different organs of the chapter. But together as a team, we can work to move NDC UK and Ireland forward, one, which will now reflect in the race, the bigger battle in front of us, which is the December 2024 election, to wrestle power from the NPP. So in short, for me not to speak too much, if people have questions they need to ask me, I am very well ready. I would attempt it as much as I can. And God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Moderator, I'm just wondering, do you want us to go for some few questions, or we let Rebecca flow and then we can come back and pick up the questions?
I suggest we continue the way we started by letting Rebecca through, then
that's what
afterwards. And Isabella, thank you so much. Thank you. That is very good. You've done very, very, very well. I can see you have a lot to say, but we would keep it as it going on, and we can just flow through. Rebecca, thank you for making yourself available for us, the chapter tonight. You have the floor.
Thank you very much. Good evening, fellow comrades. Good evening to our viewers all over the world, and good evening to Sankofa and Comrade Alfred. And I would also like to say a big thank you to the organizers, our branch organizers, who have put up this fantastic platform for us to come and tell our comrades here in the diaspora or within the UK Ireland chapter what we can offer coming this election on the 7th of October. I will first of all start by introducing myself and then to say who I am. So my name is Rebecca Anun. I am a nurse and I work with children, and currently I'm studying to become a health visitor. I am a mother of 2 children, and I hail from Ada, Big Ada, and then the Volta region, Strong Bay to be precise. I have currently the Deputy Women's Organizer for UK and Ireland Chapter. I started from South London branch, where I joined in, and straight away I started to work, even though I wasn't appointed as any leader or any executive. That is my passion. And the good book says that he who wants to be a great must first be a servant. So I did not, despite any humble beginnings, I just worked, and my work was noticed. I became the welfare officer for South London. And then in no time, the opportunity came to for me to become the Deputy Women's Organizer. So I have worked with the chapter, and I will always say that it is a collective effort. Me and Mary Gardner and the organizational team, we have the youth wing, and one of our mandates is to mobilize, is to get people into the chapter, is to make sure that we expand. And to do that, you need that collaborative effort, and which we have done. And I think I was listening to Ademu, he just, the current organizer, he did mention about COVID. COVID came in, but that did not deter us, because we found something else. As the saying goes, where there is a will, there is a way. We're able to use virtual platforms to reach out to our comrades, those who needed emotional support. And from my background as a nurse, we were able to do that, to reach out to people, because it was a difficult moment where people have lost their loved ones. So we're there as a support. We have also worked to organize or to recruit people through the party in the park. We realized that, because it was a difficult time during COVID, we realized that more hands on board will help. And I like this team approach. Together, each one achieves or everyone achieves more. So we came together with the youth and the women's wing, with the support of our organizer and his deputy, and we're able to travel all the way to Scotland, because it was just, we're coming out from COVID, we have lost election. So we needed to go down to the grassroots to mobilize and to let them know that, hey, all is not lost. We need to work, because if you have the passion to work, if you have the passion to save your country and to work for Ghana, nothing will deter you from that, which we did. And through our hard work, we now have Scotland branch and Glasgow branch. And that is not all. The reason why I'm putting myself forward is that there is more to do, especially because we have a tough task ahead of us. That is the 2024 election. So I have put myself forward to be re-elected again, so that we can help to mobilize. We want to empower women. And when I talk about empowering women, we all know and we can attest to the fact that throughout history, women have played pivotal role in our society, in shaping of our society. And I would like to quote once Professor or Dr. Agri. He said, well, if you educate a woman or if you educate a man, you have only educated an individual. But if you educate a woman, you have educated a whole society. And that is why we've got different branches with women organizers, with the youth. And one of them, we work with Isabella, who was a former women's organizer. We've been able to empower women to come out. You can see that this election, there are a lot of women compared to the previous one. It is because of the role model. It is because of the way we have empowered women. And when we come into power, or when I'm giving the nod, we are going to continue, educate them, organize lectures, organize training for our women to equip them, with the necessary skills that they know, because 2024, it's a hands-on deck thing. And when I'm giving the nod, that is exactly what I'm going to do with the rest. We have been able to raise funds, and we are looking now, we are in opposition. We need money. What we are going to do is we will work together with other agencies. We are going to reach out. Look, we have women, we have people, we have professionals within UK and Ireland Chapter that we can tap into. A lot of them have got rich experience, rich resources that we can tap into to help to organize and garnish votes for come 2024. We want to work tirelessly, irrespective of my course that I'm doing with the family that I have. Because I'm a nurse, I know how to plan. That is very key. I know how to implement and then evaluate. So in doing this, you need that critical thinking. I'm going to do that and see where we need to work most and where we need to strengthen. And together, when you vote me, we will be able to work so that 2024 becomes a success. Thank you so much. And when the date comes, that is 7th of October, 2023, vote for no other one than Rebecca Anun. So we'll be able to continue the good work and we will win victory for Ghana and NDC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. That's really beautiful presentation over there. Just thank you also, Isabella. No, very, very good presentation from both of you. And like I said, the messages are very much clearer to the public there, and our viewers would appreciate that. I'm just going to, we do very well for time, especially your slot. So I'm just going to read out some of the well-wishing messages that have come before we pose the questions there. So I've got, it says, this is from Kofi Mahama. It says, my gorgeous women, you are looking fresh, which is always good to hear, because it's important we know that we've got people who have got our back over there. Josh, welcome both of you. And I've also got Ras J. It's just saying that really, really solid credentials from both of you, Isabella, and also the NDC has got the personnel. So a lot of people out there definitely know that the NDC is not just making noise, but we do have the women out there who will champion the cause for us. I've got this from Amina Ishak, who says, especially Rebecca Anun, the dynamic woman in UK Ireland who is making we the young ladies in the UK Ireland loving the NDC party in the UK Ireland chapter. May the Almighty God bless you. So again, these are really, really powerful messages there. And I've got Charlotte Dedu says to Isabella, I like your SWOT analysis. So people are listening, people are watching. These are not just messages that are falling on deaf ears. Right, we've got a couple of questions. Sankofa, do you want to pick up some of the questions? I think we've got two questions for both of them. One of them is coming from Kofi Mahama at the very bottom for both of them. So maybe you can give each one a minute to respond also.
Forgive me, comrade, you may have to pick both of them because my screen is playing up at the minute.
Right,
so,
okay.
If you can, forgive me.
That's fine. So I would pick up first one is coming from... Right, I'll just pick up the one I'm seeing from Kofi. Kofi Mahama is saying that this question is for both of you. He says, my question goes to both gorgeous women. I am a chef and a vibrant member of the NDC. My question is, how are they going? So how are you both going to encourage those of us in the chapter owning business? How these businesses will gain any recognition and get patronized? So, I mean, I from his perspective, as a very, vibrant member who's got a business, how would you also encourage their businesses and also let those businesses get patronized within the NDC fraternity? I will start with Isabella first. Just a minute to respond to that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Comrade Alfred. Thank you, Comrade Kofi Mahama. I like your question. It's a very interesting one. And I think why we are having all this discussion is to get the right people on board, get the right leadership on board. If you vote for the right leaders with good leadership skills, who would listen to you, leadership who understands that people have different skills, like yourself as a chef, someone else could be an engineer, but then put it all together when we are having events as a, what do you call it, as a party, we can say, oh, yes, there's one of us who is very good at what he does. Let's get on board. Obviously, it's a collective decision. I wouldn't sit here and say to you, this is what I'll do or this is what I would not do. But what I do know, if very skillful leaders like some of us come together as a team, sit down, able to liaise with our branches, do know the different skills that different members, our different comrades have. And when there is something that comes up, we'll be able to call you on board. Come and tell us, what certificates have you got? Yes, as a chef in the United Kingdom, you are aware there's a lot of street rules, health and safety, and things like that, which I believe you have. But we'd invite you as a team. Come and present what you've got. I'm sure you're not the only chef within the whole chapter. There might be a pool of chefs. How are you all coming together? Tell us what we've got. Tell us how we can help. Tell us, some of us are into the social services or into the government, and these are little schemes you can tap into. We could give you that information. So not just patronizing you, but maybe giving you vital information, signposting you to where you will be able to get some contracts or bid for contracts. I think that's where I come in. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Isabella. I will pose the same question to Rebecca. So if I just probably repeat the question, if you don't mind. It says, Kofi is saying that being a chef and the person who owns a business, how would you encourage these businesses and also make sure they get some recognition out there?
Thank you very much. Like someone said, promote made in Ghana goods. What we will also do is we will promote our own, not just promoting our own, but we will also, where there is the need for feedback, because everything is about branding, in order to, when people patronize you, they will know that they are patronizing something good. And because you are well branded, they will come, because there is a saying that goes like this: so if there is anything in terms of information, signposting you to how to brand your products and make it, make it well known, we will do that. And we all know when we are doing programs, we need caterers. And like Comrade Isabella said, I'm sure it's not only Kofi Mahama who is owning this catering business. So what we will do is we'll also try and bring all those people together, so that together we can use them for our branch activities, programs, chapter programs. When someone is, needing, for example, a wedding or any event, by word of mouth, we can promote them so that they will also, be out there in the community. So in a nutshell, this is what I have to say. Thank you. Comrade, you are muted, please.
Right. Oh, thank you for that. So thank you very much, both of you. And I was just speaking to Kofi that I hope he's listened to the submission both of you have given, and they were very clear and the pointers are there. So as the NDC, the fraternity is much bigger, and therefore we expect that where there is a much needed for us to support our own, we will definitely be doing that. So that is a great submission. I've got a couple of questions. One of them is just for Isabella from Ras J. He says, what would Isabella say in one sentence are her strengths that make her an asset to the chapter? Just a minute.
All right. Thank you, Comrade Ras J. I think I did mention some of it when I was submitting, but there are three things I put together, which I call the 3 KPIs, which is keeping people informed, keeping people included, and keeping people interested. In my daily life as a professional, what I do, I advocate on behalf of people. I keep people informed. I investigate people. I assess people. I put actions in places. I carry people along to know what they do. I think when I was speaking, I did say I've got transferable skills supporting the NDC fraternity. Some of us take it as work. So if I dedicate myself, the strengths I believe I have, I believe I'm someone, when you see me, I am 5'11", very tall lady and big lady. But I accommodate people. I welcome people. There's something we say, when people are approachable, I believe I create the environment where people can approach me. I am able to negotiate. However, you don't take me for granted, because when it comes to challenging, I am able to challenge, but in a very professional way. I give constructive feedback, which it might not be nice to say, but our African community, not all of us embrace that. But they said it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. So that's how I approach my approaches. So I believe those are part of my strengths. I would say I'm a good listener. Someone might not believe it, but that's what I believe my strengths are. I'm able to listen to people with the skills I have within my personal life, my professional background, my religious background. I bring all of them together on the table. So if something is going on, and I do know about something we call emotional intelligence, I'm able to read within the line and able to try to control myself. It doesn't matter how high the thing is getting. I remind myself, this is what you do. You preach, you try and practice what you preach. So these are what I believe among what my strengths are. So coming on board, I'll try not just me, but myself with the team I'm going to be within, to keep people informed, to keep people interested. Our party is beginning to get attractive. Why I use the word beginning? Because it was very attractive. Something went wrong. I'm sure we are still reviewing what has gone wrong, and then we are in opposition. We are trying to come on board again. It's becoming attractive. Let's get the right leaders with the right attitude, the right skill set on board, so they can know that we are serious people and who would put clear messages out there for the ordinary Ghanaian to have faith back in us. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Now, I just have one other question from Russ Jr., but this one is for Rebecca, so I think it will just make a really good balance there. So, Rebecca, Russ is actually asking a question which says, what inspires you to keep sacrificing yourself to others for the work that you do for the party?
Thank you so much, Ras Jr., for this question. What I won't take any much time. All that I will say is the passion. When you have passion for something, that is the driving force. I have passion because, I'm a nurse and I see what goes on, even in this country. So I have that passion. And it's even within my workplace, that is how I am. Whatever I do it wholeheartedly without looking for any reward or anything, because I believe that when we make things right, people are comfortable, we will also be comfortable. So that is why I'm doing all this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rebecca, for that response. And I hope Russ is definitely listening to that response, and which was much personalized and directed to him. I've got one other question, which is actually directed to both of you. And I think the question is from Amina, who says that, yes, my question goes to both my women of standard. How are you going to grow we, the young ladies, to be attractive to the NDC party and understand what politics is? And I personally think that's a really good question because, like I've always said, the issues, yes, women in politics is every day we are seeing some sort of movement, towards the positive dimension, but we're still not there yet. So anything that we can put on the table to really grow women in politics is a definite take on the table. So what would you do to grow young ladies to be attractive to the NDC and politics as a whole? I'll start with Rebecca this time around.
Thank you very, very much. Number one, what I would do, because especially among the Black and ethnic community, there is one thing that is lacking, which is role model. People don't, become role model or train the young ones and move on with them. And I remember Professor Jane Nana stated this when she was being adored as the running mate for President John Mahama during the 2020 elections. she mentioned that she will open the door, and not only open the door, but hold the door. And I was thinking, I was reflecting on this. In my workplace, we share the building with the nurses, we share the building with GP practice, and then there is blood. People come there to take blood. And anytime I'm moving down the corridor, I see someone coming. Even if they are not closer to where I am, I stay there, hold the door, and wait for them to get in. And that really kept me thinking. So with this, I'm going to transfer it. These young ones, they need someone to look up to. They need people of integrity. They need, especially with the women, they need women who are bold and courageous to say it as it is, to ginger them. And what I will do is I will bring them on board, not just me, but I will be their voice. I will also speak, we will discuss it as a team, and we will bring the youth on board. We've got a lot of work to do, and we will make sure that they are not left behind. We have worked with the youth wing, and you can tell, I mean, for example, Freddie, you can see how he's become so mature. It is because of the role model, the advice, the encouragement that we give to him. And this is what we are going to do when we are voted into power. We need everybody on board. So the youth, you will not be left behind. We will hold your hands. We will hold the door, even if it takes how long, even if you are slow, you are fast, we will still hold the door for you. And we will do a personalized plan so that we will see where each one needs help, and we will bring them on board. That is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Can I ask the same question to Isabella now? So the question, if I just repeat it because it's been a while. So the question is just saying that how would you grow the young ladies to be attractive to the NDC party and to understand politics? And that is a question from Amina.
Thank you very much, Comrade Alfred. Thank you, Amina, for the question. I think that's a very relevant question. And if I go backwards to my submission when I was speaking, if you vote the right leaders in place, leaders with the right skill set, who understand the plight of the young people, who understand what it means to grow young people of our generation to take over to the next generation. When you have those right leaders in place, you'll be looking at what we call mentoring, you'll be looking at what we call coaching. But if you don't have the right leaders in place, you will not even have faith in your leader to want to listen to what they have. I give you an example. I think I did mention that I run an NGO and I go to Ghana almost every year. The people I put together are young people. Now, when I mean young people, some of them are students, nurses, social workers, lab technicians. They are all very young. They are the ones that carry out the projects for me. So before I get to Ghana, I liaise with who the head is. They get them together. These are young people. Now, I wouldn't say to them, come join my party, but I can be an exemplary to them. And if I am approachable, they can come close. So when we run little workshops, we can announce it to say, okay, this would have to be discussed as a team. Our young people, what do we do to make our party attractive to them? Let's host this program. Let's send flyers out. Do you want education in this? Do you want advice and information within your area of studies? This is Isabella's skills. This is Isabella's strength. This is within the area Isabella works. She can support you within X, Y, Z. We have students coming into the UK. If we just want to look at the diaspora, there are a lot of students coming into UK studying different things. I might not be an engineer, but I might be working with an engineer firm, and I could provide advice. Little workshops would do. The one-to-one mentoring would do. The coaching would do. So these are the kind of things I believe we could do as leaders to grow the young people in our party. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabella. So I'm just going to bring all this together. We just have about 5 minutes. So what I will do is there is a very interesting question coming from Kofi Kula, who is one of our popular hosts on Facebook and radio. I'll just pick the last bit. I'll give you 1 minute to just give a brief response to Kofi Kula's question. He says, I'll just pick the last part. And the last part of his question is saying that your positions that you are vying for, which is a recognition he's actually tabling there, is a difficult position. Now, how can you advise how you are going to work with people who you may find difficult on the way? So the leadership is not something you just go and sit and do nothing. You will find people difficult. What would be your approach? Just 1 minute to share that with us. I'll start with Isabella.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi Kula. It's an interesting question, and I believe you reside in the United Kingdom. I've been seeing you on Facebook and your programs, and you know that we meet difficult peoples everywhere. As a Black woman of color, you should imagine the higher you go, the more challenges you face. I don't think it's very different from leadership in the NDC, because you're working with all sorts of people with different perspective, people with different ideology. They can't always agree on what you say. But I believe we have one thing, the NDC constitution. We have a constitution where we disagree to agree, we make reference to it. And that is my number one. So sitting on a boardroom table, we might not agree on everything, but there are set down guidelines, which when everybody is flying up and down, if we want to do things appropriately, would refer to our guidelines, we refer to our constitution. And I'm sure there are other measures in place for us to take if you need to take it to the next level. So I don't know if I've answered your question.
Thank you very much for that response. Rebecca, it's just I'll pose the same question for you. 1 minute. Kofi Kula wants to know that on your way, you're going to meet difficult people. What's your approach to dealing with these kind of situations or difficult people?
Okay, thank you very much. When I started, I didn't say anything about one of my backgrounds. So I've worked with people with learning disabilities, and so I know sometimes it's really difficult because especially when they cannot communicate. As a leader, you need to observe, you need to assess, you need to assess and know the approach that you will use. Having said that, it will depend on the scenario, because initially I said I'm very passionate. So if it's got anything to do in terms of my party, in terms of women, in terms of the country, then you will see, I will say it as it is. Sometimes we need to face reality. I will say it and I will challenge it in a professional way. That is what I'm going to do. But having said that, it is really important that we communicate, and sometimes we need to sit back and try to understand. That is why you need that critical thinking skills to be able to assess and know how you approach that person. So yes, there will be difficult moments. There are structures around. I will also use the structures to address those moments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Thank you very much, Isabella. Right, moderator, do you want to chip in and just give them one final minute to wrap it up?
Yes, quickly before we see them all very nicely and thank them. Richard Ahilija in USA is asking, what specific advice would my two ladies give to the diaspora and these ladies to impact the 2024 elections on the ground in Ghana? And it's a question that is on my heart, because I keep on saying that they keep on saying they're breaking the 8 because they think that they have now mastered the way to steal. That is the problem that we have now. Now, what exactly are you looking at, the advice that you can give, or marshal the these ladies to impact 2024 elections, especially on the grounds in Ghana in 2024? I will start with you, Isabella, if you can do that in a minute for me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard, for the question. Personally, I I would say vote wisely. If anybody offer you in Ghana money, things, take it. It's Ghana money. NDC, we haven't got the money to offer you. So if someone offer you money and thing, take it. But don't sell your conscience. Because if you sell your conscience, we will be in the position where we are now. So vote very wisely. And when I mean wisely, it's John Dramani Mahama. It's the NDC. We are the better alternative. That's why we are working on ourselves. We are reviewing. We are trying to put structures in place. We are trying to get appropriate and effective leaders. We want them to have faith in us when we speak. We can't stop our opposition. We can't stop what is going on. We can't stop the money giving and bribery and things like that. But we want you to be honest to yourself, not to a party, not to the next person, but be honest with yourself and vote wisely. I think that's my advice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you very much. And my advice is, dear fellow comrades, dear Ghanaians, we've all seen where we are now, the state of Ghana. There is a saying that experience is the best teacher. You have experienced during NDC time when John Dramani Mahama was in power. You have experienced the NPP, and you have seen the untold hardship that Ghanaians are facing, most especially women and children, the hardship that people are going through. My advice is that, like my sister said, look at the recent election. People took the money and they voted for the right person. Don't think that the money is for somebody. It is the taxpayers' money. When it comes, take it and ask yourself, where was this money all this while? Take it, vote wisely, vote for the MPs, the NDC MPs, vote for NDC, the candidate who is John Dramani Mahama, so that we will be able to turn Ghana back, change the status quo, change the situation in Ghana. Remember that John Dramani Mahama is thinking about women, maternity leave. How many months do you need for maternity leave now? John Dramani Mahama is going to give nursing mothers more time to nurture their children. John Dramani Mahama's government will change the situation around. He will give hope to the youth. And that is what he said, building the Ghana that we want. So please, when you are voting, don't be intimidated, because this is a matter of life and death. If you don't vote, you will die. If you vote, you will die. So if you vote and you choose the wrong people, you are going to die through hardship, through hunger. Please vote wisely. Gather the courage. Don't be intimidated. Don't be afraid. And remember that we are all counting on you. Most of us will come down, but not everyone will come. Nobody will drink your medicine for you. Vote well and vote for NDC. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so pleased. I'm so glad that we are at this point, that we have the substance. Back in the days when ND started in 1992, thereabout, they say, oh, NDC Kwasankobi party, when Uncle Schooner joined. And now look, man, it's changed so much. And the good thing is that people are beginning to see who really have Ghana at heart. And it's important that people are knowing that the NDC has Ghana at heart. And this thing about patronizing our own is very important. It's exclusively important. When we have the chance to buy rents, services, and all that, we should be able to. Slight investigation would do. Me, sometimes I do that. And my wife keeps telling me that, why do you do that? I say, yes, if I go to Cape, because I'm happy to sleep at Hacienda, because I know if Hacienda gets money, is one of our own. When I go to Pedu Junction, I'm very happy to buy for this particular filling station because it's one of ours rather than giving it away. Sometimes it's important. Little patronage, it helps because when they get the money, they bring it back into the party. So it's very, very, very important if we look at some of these things. Ladies, thank you so much for me. And I'll let Alfred add his voice to it, and we can thank you and see you off, and we continue with Conrad and Aqua.
Thank you.
Yes, I think moderator, you have just summed it up really nicely. And like I said, for me, it is always just an opportunity to delve more into what our women have to offer. And it's just a great thing. So we would say our viewers have heard our ladies, and some of the words that came out, like passion, role model, resilience, inclusivity, you just can keep going with those messages there. But I think everybody's heard them, and it is their decision time. So thank you very much. Those of you who've sent the messages, they are really, really great messages out there. The questions are absolutely spot on. So well done to everybody out there. And we're just going to go for commercial break shortly, and then we'll be bringing back our two aspirant chairmen on board. And yeah, that will be our final episode. So we're looking forward to it. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. See you in a bit.
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, patron of the land, forward and seek your future. Development our goal, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. Victory! Victory is our land. Victory is our land. JJ is a winner. Arise for Ghana, patron of the land, forward and secure future, development our goal, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to the NDC shall lead. Stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to the NDC shall lead. Stable democrat.
Good evening, Chairman Conrad. Good evening, Chairman Aqua, and welcome to both of you to tonight's show. Is like the session suggested is a question and answer session, and tonight is an opportunity, one of the many opportunities that we have offered or we've seen on various platforms. But it is just another nice opportunity for us to be able to have that sort of engagement with our, voters pending the elections coming. And like my co-moderator introduced nicely at the start, the NDC, we are at the point, the UK Ireland, we are at the point where it's about making sure we stay focused and do what is best for all of us as people who really have the NDC at heart. Irrespective of all the differences, we all agree that the one particular challenge we have in the chapter at the moment is to make sure that our elections are successfully held and that we elect the best man who would win the show in the end. So tonight, what we're just doing is giving you some time to be able to express yourself, tell your message to us. The viewers would be asking some questions at the end. 10 minutes slot is what you've got, no interruption at all. And at the end of the 10 minutes, we will give the baton to the other person, and then we have 20 minutes question and answer time, which would be generated from the comments that are being picked up. There are no pre sort of like sent questions that I am aware of, but whatever questions that are coming up on the chat box, we will ask. Both myself and my moderator would also pick up questions that we think do matter, and you will respond to them appropriately. But again, it is just a nice opportunity to see both of you here. And like we did in Birmingham, if you remember, it's that sort of lovely fraternity, isn't it? Where we saw the unity was at its maximum best. We want to see that display on board. And yeah, so welcome today, and we wish you all the best in your presentations.
Thank you.
Did you have anything to add to that?
No, apart from saying that they are the period on which this party is going to run from this chapter. So it's important that we elect people who can really work the party. And I am particularly overwhelmed with joy and respect for Chairman Conrad and Chairman Kosiakwa. The fact that you made yourself available. I respect people who have clear conscience, whatever it is. So some of our party members who would go to Omaya FM even to speak, I respected them so much. But amongst all the hostilities that they receive, the point is, it makes you the kind of man that you are to say whatever you say, even amidst where everything that goes on. So when I got the information that Chairman Conrad and Chairman Kosiakwa are going to be on the show, I was particularly pleased. It tells you the kind of leaders where we will need towards 2024. We cannot pick and choose how we want to run our party, but we have to just run it such that we come to power. When we come to power, it's not just us, it's Ghana. Unfortunately, Nanado and his cohorts has lowered the bar so much, so much. So even if we come, the work is going to be a double shift time. If we're going to put 8 hours, now we have to put 16 hours because they know, we all know what they've done, And so we would need people who would say that, listen, if it is going to, even my enemy, to make sure that Ghana works again, we would find ways and means to dine with them. It's most important to be in the same tent with your enemy rather than they staying outside. And I must say that amongst other things, there was a time I'm waiting to tell you this, Chairman Conrad and Chairman Kosiakwa. I'm so pleased to know that you have really learned the democracy that you came to learn here, and you're using it. And that's what we need. And such commitment, that's what we need to take to 2024 election. Doesn't matter who becomes the chairman. Personally, I'd wished that we choose very, very well. Doesn't matter who becomes the chairman. And how the maturity that you show, tell us clearly. That doesn't matter who even that doesn't become the chairman. You all go together, because the common denominator we are fighting against now is where MPP who have decided to take up and bring in their playbook that they have planned 2003 and trying to rob the country of everything. So I'm so pleased. Listen, gentlemen, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right, so I think we will start with Chairman Conrad.
Test. 10 minutes. It's now a test.
The 10 minutes slot is now. The only time I will interrupt is when we finish, just to let you know.
I'm sorry, Alfred. Before this, I think most of them have something we have to play before.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So let's get the technical bench to
test. It's now a testimony. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Achum, achum, wachum. It was you, my lawyer in that courtroom. It was you, my soldier on that battlefield. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Achum, achum, wachum. Hey, achumo, nyame, achumo, achum, achum intina metiasi, eya wachum tina mewoho. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Achum, achum, wachum. Hey, achumo, nyame, achumo, wachum. Eya achum intina metiasi, eya wachum tina mewoho. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Achum, achum, wachum. Who has changed my test? Test. It's now a testimony. So the essence of.
Right, that was beautiful. Welcome back. So like I said, Chairman Conrad, the floor is yours. The only time I'll interrupt you is when you just have about 2 minutes to the 10 minutes elapsed. If not, it is entirely for you now. Off you go.
Thank you very much, Alfred and Sankofa, and good evening to my brother Chairman Akwa. Well, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have discourse and interaction in person, although virtually, with our fellow comrades. And I think this is an exercise that we should all endure ourselves. So I still encourage my other brothers, Chairman Balba and Dr. Ajiman, who decided to skip this, to think twice. If we all remember, Nanado skipped the 2016 debate, and now we see what the results are. Was he scared that if he had turned up for that debate, he would have been questioned on his lofty promises? Perhaps Ghanaians may have seen through. As Democrats, social democrats, I think it behooves on us as leaders, and all four of us contesting, I like to believe, are men of integrity, men of honor and trust. We should trust the people enough to be able to turn up and be questioned by them on the lofty promises we are making, if truly we believe we can achieve them. As they say, he who sleeps on the mat needs not fear falling from the bed. I like to think we all do, so let us all turn up. Now, my good brothers and sisters, this evening, I want to re-echo the manifesto messages that I presented to you on the 13th of November, 2022. I was the first of the 4 candidates to launch my manifesto. And I'll run through them in brief. Maybe time may not permit, but I'll republish my document, and my doors are always open. I will have more sessions for questions, because I believe that if I cannot be questioned and my ideas cannot be put to the test by the view of questioning, then I'm not worthy of the task for which I seek. Now, my manifesto, or the vision, because leadership is about providing a vision on which this chapter will thrive. And for me, we need to take this chapter to a better future. We need to rediscover ourselves back to the days when we could hold our own elections and we could run this chapter with respect, with integrity, and a sense of what? Decency. How do we do this? I put my manifestos in 3 key buckets. I look at it tactically from the operational aspect. How do we make ourselves lean, meaner, fitter, stabilize and sanitize our operations to make sure we're prepared for 2024 to secure victory? Now, to do that, the bedrock or the blood for all operations is money. How do we ensure there is transparency and effectiveness in how we manage our finances? And of course, anyone who doesn't dream risks not going into tomorrow. What is our strategic view? So the first two are my tacticals, my now, and the strategic. Now, if I were to dive straight on into my immediate pillar 3, I work backwards, which is strengthening our chapter and our branches from an operational perspective and expanding ourselves, our territories. One of the key things I have brought to this debate is taking the chapter to the branches. And when I say that, what do I mean? I mean decentralizing chapter events and making sure that every branch has an opportunity to host a chapter event that we can all go to. Like Manchester hosted a good event. East London had a beautiful barbecue. Milton Keynes had a beautiful barbecue. North London had a brilliant meeting, and many more are to come. That is what I mean. The branches are the legs on which this bulk of our structure, the core of our structure run, and we must make them active by taking the activities to them. And part of that is to make sure that I and my administration will appoint chapter executives who will be ambassadors to each branch, making sure we are taking the temperature of the branches, coordinating with the branches to give them support. Not just go and inaugurate a branch and walk away, only to hear later they are struggling or they are collapsing. We have to be working with them in real time. And that's why I would also personally visit branches. That is not an exercise that I am scared of doing. I've visited virtually, many branches on events that they have had. I have made time to visit them, be it Manchester down to Reading or Liverpool. As much as I can, I attend events that I can there. And of course, each branch we would encourage to build a strong NDC supporters register, not just a membership register. We need a supporters register from which we can baptize members into our fold and from which we can get funding, get votes, because it's not going to be NDC people only who will vote, especially when ROPA comes. But what it also means for me, and one of my key points there is that each branch must work. And when I say each branch must work, there will be no undue chapter interference in branch operations. Branches should be run by branch executives. If we are going to the branches as chapter executives, we are going there to support them. And that is why we also ensure that our constitution and our standing orders are enforced in the party operations at the chapter level. And we will work hard with each branch to expand and sponsor branches around them. So any branch should be looking at the next town or city next to it and thinking, how can I work hard to make sure that that branch comes up? That will feed into another of my main objectives. But we should be working collaboratively and in a flat working structure with branches. There are no bosses and servers. All of us are servants in furtherance of the party's objectives. Again, to my fellow chapter executives, all of us will work in our offices. I will not be the chairman that will get my hands involved in treasury activities. I shouldn't be making payments. The treasurer should be making payments. I can check on them. I should not be the chairman running around looking for venues when an organizer is appointed to do so. That is his job. The organizational subcommittee must work so that as chairman, I can provide that independent critical check and eye on them. I shouldn't be interfering in the women organizers' work. That's why I'm not woman organizer. Neither should I be interfering in the organization, the communications committee's work. But I should work hard to make sure each of these officers are discharging their duties in line with our standing orders and our constitution. And we should also be making sure that there is maximum cooperation and collaboration between chapter executives to ensure we are achieving the reason we are together. We are together for the betterment of the advancements of social democracy in Ghana and bettering the lot of our people. And when I say bettering the lot of our people, it means we need to take the party to the people. I've talked about taking the chapter to the branches so that we can flourish, we can blossom, we can grow. But then we can't keep speaking to ourselves. We will have to go out there. So we will have to expand our branch network. And I promise to set up at least 8 new branches, if not double our current branch capacity. The appetite is there. We just need to structure ourselves, put in our standing orders already had protocol for how these branches are set up. We shouldn't be taking 4 years to set up a branch like we did with East London, or 2 years to inaugurate a branch like we did with Telford when people have got the appetite. The right thing must be done. And of course, we shouldn't only be interested in setting up branches when elections are nigh. And that's why, for me, 6 months to election, we will not be looking to set up any new branches. We must focus in certain branches now. We need more people, more hands on the wheel for Victory 2024. And therefore, to also reach out to our people, I will make sure we have an active and vibrant website. I mean, viewers can take a look at the website of our brothers in Germany. It's very good. It's a good development on the website that this chapter used to have before it disappeared, and now I think something has come up. But to be honest with you, there's a lot of improvement required on that. And on the back of that website, I want us to digitize data collection for our membership registration. The paper days should be behind us, and we should be moving on. I have had the privilege of working and leading the NDC Professionals Forum, where our membership registration is fully digitized. It's simple. I know my brothers in South London have taken this particular point to heart and have started it. All other branches can do that. And that's why we will do that. We will also have an NDC supporters platform for people who want to be affiliated to us, but not necessarily members. And of course, we must have a working ROPA committee. Again, a working ROPA committee to make sure that if ROPA happens here, we will sweep it. Now, as we do this operationally, I want us to be able to account to the people. And therefore, I will ensure we have a biennial or annual delegates conference where I can tell people the objectives we set in the prior year, how far we have gone, where we fell short, take feedback, and work on how far to go forward. And of course, me and my fellow executives, we will come up with progress reports every year, in addition to annual accounts, which I will come to shortly. And of course, I am very open to having advisors, call them council of elders or whatever they may be, those who have served, the gallant former executives and elders in this chapter, those who have helping to run this chapter election, CIC, EC, vetting committee, and all those brilliant minds. We need them in our fold to make sure we don't repeat their mistakes. But if we do all this without going out there or light this candle and put a bowl over it, nobody will see our light. And therefore, we must spread the good news. So I intend that we must establish or have full access to a TV or radio station where we have unfettered access to be able to develop our communication talent and share information across the diaspora. We will also partner with sister media houses in Ghana and diaspora to make sure we are carrying their content on our website and on our media house, and ensure that our communications team has got the right set of training to be able to have communications and media. I dream of the day when communication officers and members of this chapter will be able to set up radio stations, TV stations. We want a media that is friendly to us, a media whose editorial policy we can rely on. We don't always have to be walking into the lion's den. Now, can we do all this without the lifeblood of any activity? Nothing good comes easy. Finance, finance, finance. And that is why the way we manage our finances must be transparent, must be prudent, and must be accountable. And therefore, under my pillar 2, all these many activities I'm talking about will involve a lot of money here and there. Therefore, there must be utmost transparency. And when I say that, what do I plan to do? We have to work with the treasurer. First thing we will do, as soon as I become a signatory to the account, we'll go straight onto online banking. Other branches.
2 minutes to wrap up, Chairman.
Thank you. We'll go straight onto online banking and make sure all our payments of invoices go bank to bank. I will stop the practice of cash withdrawals and use of personal accounts for cash operations. No. No executive who is not a treasurer or his deputy will be allowed to write a check. No. And there will be a strict spend and reimbursement process. And the treasurer must know when money is coming out. No other officer has the power to take any money out, regardless of the agency, unless the treasurer has authority and is aware. And we will set up an accounting policy to guide our financial operations and make sure that we are all doing what we need to be doing. We will appoint accountants and auditors we know to help the Treasury in implementing these policies, and a 3-member audit committee to keep them accountable. Of course, as I said, we will produce annual accounts and render them at our annual delegates conference. Now, the most important thing for 2024, we must launch our fundraising within 60 days of assuming office. And I intend to reach out not just to members, but across the length and breadth of the UK, Ghanaians, non-Ghanaians alike, to make sure we raise no less than a 6-figure sum to support our mother Ghana and make sure we take 2024. That is accountability. Now, my last minute or two is to say we can do all this. Most of these things are basic things that many branches are doing. Basic things we can do, but we must also dream for the future. And when I say dream for the future, I mean we should be ambitious enough to start thinking about getting our own permanent base of operations, build a commercially viable permanent base of operations that can also potentially serve as a sustainable source of finance for us. We can talk more on that. I also mean that we should diversify our funding sources away from dues. I'm thinking of us making sure we can produce
with license, our own
Comrade,
party
I'm sorry,
paraphernalia.
but you'll be wrapping up for us now again, please.
Thank you.
You should be getting down now, Comrade.
Thank you.
Forgive me, but
Right.
our time is up.
No worries. So in 30 seconds, we'll produce our own party paraphernalia and sell it to make sure we're raising more money. But what I am all about this evening, my ladies, my comrade brothers, ladies and gentlemen, is this. We need to think different. We need to do different to put this chapter back to its rightful place. Back to the days when UK and Ireland was pointed to as an example for the diaspora. So thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to questions on these ideas. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and I'm sure we should have been doing these debates and over before now. To be fair, especially when our elections here in the chapter has delayed this much. The least said about it, the better. So thank you, Chairman Conrad, for Alfred. I would let you introduce Chairman Kosiakwa, and he would have the floor.
Right. Thank you very much, Comrade. And welcome, Chairman Akwa, to today's program. It is always a pleasure to see you. Speaking from my perspective, I've just you and Conrad. I don't remember the last Birmingham barbecue we had, and both of you were not present there. So it's always one of those warm welcome situations when we see in Birmingham, and it's also good to see you here tonight as well. Like we've said, it's just an opportunity for you to share and deliver the campaign message. Let people know what is it that is in the Chairman Aqua that we know that we should be voting for him and doing the best that we have to. So as together tonight, let's hear you, and the floor will be open for questioning. I hope we should have enough time to be able to even deliberate more into what you have for us. So warm welcome, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Now when he many that's Arama Baba and Tibuamio Radia Amamatu Nya Wetuma Woni ya watin Araya Yamrau Mira. Now it's not funny, I need that soul. I'll be right, Papa. Oh, and see why I know, why I know, I'm a to me, when I was praying, I'm a Ofikesie mwatu mei Wuna wafrayai abamubi Ankani batom bebre na wawa Nanso yai na wafrayai Wabu yembio Etina wa Ja Ni batom bebre.
Right. Thank you so much, Comrade Alfred and Comrade Sankofa. I would like to, I would like to say hello to my Comrade Conrad over there, my junior brother. Thank you. I would like to request this song for the entire chapter aspirants, those who are trying to become executive. The task ahead is very huge for all of us. Now, Chairman Kwesiakwa. But before then, I would like to say to all viewers and all listeners, all protocol observed. Like you said, my name is Chairman Kwesiakwa, Fanti guy, 100%. I'm an aerodrome engineer. I worked with Ghana Civil Aviation so many years before I came to this country. My achievement in NDC politics. I'll give you a bit of brief of my achievement in NDC politics. Then I move to my mission statement. Now, in 1987 and 88, that is where my journey to NDC politics started. I was a CDR. I was a WDC at the workplace. I was a secretary to the WDC. I attended numerous board meetings and management meetings during those days. That is the PNDC days. I was a branch chairman at La Dadi Kotopon in 1996. I worked with Sylvester Minster, and I made sure I worked hard, and I won my branch for Sylvester Minster in those days. So when the family moved to United Kingdom, I followed my family. I left the job. I had a good job, civil aviation. I had to follow my family. I moved in here. When I came here 2008, 2009, I started attending meetings at Tottenham from Sheffield constantly. Anytime I go to meetings at Tottenham, the vibrancy at the meeting during Alex Segbefia days, during Chairman Imban when he was acting as a chairman, and I said, no, I will take the challenge. So I spoke to Chairman Secretary Sam Kwe, and I said, Secretary, I want to start a branch in Sheffield. Sam Kwe gave me all the nod, and I started NDC branch in Sheffield. As we speak, NDC branch has grown so well. I've handed over the branch to a team of comrades, one Professor Aporogo, who is the secretary, and one eye specialist, Mama. They are now managing the Sheffield NDC branch. I did not stop there because the passion in me was high. So I moved to Scotland. I drove all the way to Scotland. I said, there's a need to start a branch there. I got involved 4 or 5 people. We started branch in Scotland. Now, as I speak, we have an NDC branch in Scotland. Brilliant. The passion in me for NDC did not stop there. I moved to France. When I got to France, I realized they have different groups, but France didn't have a branch. I pushed for it. As we speak, as a leader and the passion in me, we have a first NDC branch integrated in France. They are working towards getting the chapter status. It has been a huge task, but we are working on it. And I've served in different committees within NDC Politics UK and Ireland. So in terms of the issue of becoming a leader, I've been there as a former chairman of Sheffield NDC. I'm a branch person. If you talk about branch, Kwisakwa is all for it. You know, this chapter, which was handed over to us by Tony Edu, others are served. When you talk about the leadership, we have Totos who have served, Comments who have served, Alex Segbefiers who have served, Horisankra, Kofi Kwachi, and our current outgoing chairman who has also served. We said thank you to all of them. But it is time that we need a new face, a fresh face. That is Chairman Kwisakwa. We need somebody with an administrative experience. I hold a master's in business administration, in industrial management. It is time I put my experience to text in terms of coming into the leadership. That is why I've said I've put myself down to come and serve you guys. Comrades, my main mission and policies that I've looked at in terms of bringing into the vision of the chapter is I've looked at the issues concerning this chapter. There are numerous issues. It has to do with executives' problems, meetings, the way our branches are organized. Like my other colleague said, there's a need to make sure that we devolve the branch. Chapter leadership is an administrative position. If you're appointed as a chapter leader, you are just an administrator. So you have to go to the branches and make sure the branches, that is where the job is. At this moment, I would like to salute all the branch executives who have held the position up to date. Chairman Kwisakwa is coming in with more innovation in terms of improving how we operate NDC. Whatever we do in this chapter, we do it on behalf of National Democratic Congress. So please, unity, working together is key. We all need to work together. So with the problems, as my leadership, we will discuss it at the leadership meeting I will make sure that I liaise with the branch executives. We find a solution to some of the teething problems within the chapter. It is very important. I have also said that issue of electoral reforms within the chapter is a must. It's on my agenda. When the time comes for me to be given the nod that, Chairman, you are in charge, electoral reforms within the chapter will be one of my key areas. I'm going to work with the executives, with the entire branches, and with the national. There's a need for the diaspora. With the diaspora, look at our electoral system and reform it. It is very important. My main manifesto area, which I'm going to focus on, is how to reform this chapter. Currently, the way we are operating the NDC structure here, there need to be a reform. So Kosiakwa is going to push for reform, inclusiveness. In NDC, there's a proverb that every member matter. I'm going to look at it. The issue of accountability is key. From day one, book running of the administration will be key. Bookkeeping of our transactions, the way we do operation, is key. If you have a treasurer, we give him the powers to make sure that we have bookkeeping of our operations. Then when we are generating report, it becomes straightforward. It is something we need to look at. The issue of the vibrancy within the chapter. The vibrancy is gone down due to the problems we are. I've been speaking to the diaspora colleagues outside. They keep begging that UK chapter, we plead with you, come on board so that we can start to bring things together. NDC in the diaspora, we need to bring the vibrancy back because we have election to win. 2024 is going to be a key battle for between us and NPP. So it's an area we need to look at. As part of my manifesto, I'm looking at the welfare policy, welfare program, where we can assist some individuals within the party, because not everybody can become minister or deputy minister. So individuals within the party, registered members, who we can help within the welfare realm, I'm coming with a welfare program. It has been researched, it has been all costed for. It is something.
Comrade, 2 minutes to be wrapping up. Sorry about that.
Then within the 2 minutes, what I'm going to do is that issue of Council of Elders, it is something that we are is missing, which Chairman Kosiakwa will push for it and make sure that it is something we get on board, and we make sure we bring our Council of Elders on board to assist them when it comes to problems. Not all the time we need to run to Accra. Within the 2 minutes, what I want to say is that as we speak, myself and the other team, you form a group that we are trying to make sure we are ready for 2024. And the group is called Diaspora Logistic and Polling Station Supporting Group. Already we have myself and one chairman, Evans Dako. We are ready. We are mobilizing the people. We have about 30 people who we are managing and trying to make sure that we are ready for 2024. Because 2024, what the party in Accra need from us is our resources to go and support them. The issue of election prompters in Ghana, that is where NPP are always taking advantage and defeating NDC when it comes to election. Chairman Kosiakwa is going to devote his time on election prompters in Ghana across 270-something constituency. We need to generate resources to go and support them. So my leadership will look at some of these areas and make sure that we can't afford to be in opposition for 4 more years. Every member within the chapter matter. Whatever it will take for us to bring the team together, unity, teamwork, I need to do it. I was the vice chair for JDM 2020 fundraising committee. So when it comes to fundraising experience, I have the team that work with myself and our vice chair. So please, let's put all our differences behind us. After 7 October, kindly vote for Chairman Kosiakwa. I'm asking for your vote. We need freshness. We need to reform all this. We need to reform the chapter executives as it is now. Please, with Chairman Kosiakwa, I bring what we call unity. I bring what you call togetherness. This is what the party needs from all of us. With NDC, every member matter. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Chairman Kosiakwa, and thank you very much once again, Chairman Conrad. And So yes, I think that very good submission coming from both of you over there. What we have to do now is just look at what sort of questions are coming in at the moment, and then we will be able to share those with you. Before I just share the questions, there are quite a lot of messages that are coming up, and people are really recognizing the good job both of you are doing over here on the platform. So thank you for that. Chairman Aqua, you've got a message from the NDC France chapter, which says brilliant submission and vision for the UK NDC. So that's just a well-wishing message over there for you. I've got a couple of them also for Conrad. Fantastic submission, Conrad, from Becky Stone. You also have Kofi, also says Conrad is really a person that we need to be looking at in aiding to the incoming President John Dramani Mahama. We are contesting for chairmanship, Kofi, at the moment. So let's focus on the chairman position and not John Dramani Mahama. But those are just well-wishing messages that are coming out there. Right. The first question I'll put before both of you is actually a question that is put down here from, I think it's Mbang. And the question, he didn't put it whether for you, Conrad, or for Chairman Aqua. So I presume it will be for both of you. But the question he's asking is, what is your view on the 30-30-40 dues, which means 30% for the chapter, 30% for national, and 40% stays with the branch. Now, what is your views on that? I'll start with Chairman Conrad on that.
Thank you very much, Alfred. And thank you very much, Chairman Mbang, our dear mayor of the Royal Borough of Greenwich, I believe. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. As a former branch executive, so I was secretary for Milton Keynes branch from 2011 till 2017. In fact, I didn't last 5 minutes in a meeting without being made secretary straight away back when I walked into that room, all the way till 2017 when I became chairman and handed over last November. I very much echo the sentiment that Chairman Mbang has raised. When I was chairman, I know myself, Chairman Aqua, and my brother, Chairman Mbang, fellow chairpersons, we had several conversations. We worked together for the betterment of this chapter, and this was one of the most important things. The current split of 40-30-30, in other words, for any dues collected, the branch keeps 40% and sends 60% to chapter, of which half, being 30%, goes to Accra. There are a few challenges with it, and I agree that, look, two things must happen. It doesn't probably make a lot of sense that 40% of the dues is retained for the purposes of running the branch from which the dues comes. Because the branches recruit members, they hold meetings and pay venue fees, they provide refreshment for those members, and when those members are bereaved, as we currently know, most branches have got localized welfare arrangements. When any branch member is bereaved or has an event, the branch executives attend and they dip into the same coffers to what? Support the branch. Because as you support them, more people come in. So the hen that lays the egg, if you call the dues egg, are the branches. So clearly we must be investing more of the money we collect in providing quality feed to the hen so that it can lay better eggs and more eggs. And what I mean by that is that the branches must get a larger share of that pie, because what they need to use is use it for operational what? Resilience. It could come in two formats. Either we can rearrange to make sure that the branch gets a larger portion, or we can work it at this point. Look, I'm an accountant in practice and an auditor. Everywhere I have gone, we share profits. We don't share revenue. So let's be honest. Look, if myself and Chairman Aqua have a business and we have cost of running the business and we sell products and get money, we don't share the money that has come in. First, we deduct the cost of buying those things. So if we're selling NDC t-shirts and we buy them for £1,000 and we sell it for 1,500, we deduct that 1,000 from the 1,500. The profit of 500 is what we share. Because if we share that 1,500, the cost, you can't pay them. And so for me, in my manifesto, one of the ideas is this. Maybe instead of even increasing this percentage share, what we can do is say, the branches will give, this is the revenue I've collected. These are the allowable costs, and we will all agree on that. Once you deduct those costs, the profit that is left, even if you are sharing the profit 40-30-30, at least the branch gets a larger share because it's a larger share of the profit, not a larger share of the revenue from which the money comes. Because the reality is, for most branches, what was happening is you collect that £100 or £5 due. So for every £10, you only keep £4. And then that £4 you use to pay for venue fees, for refreshments, and you end up running out of money, especially for a small branch. And executives have to now run into donating to run the branch. Meanwhile, you have sent the money up. That must stop. We must be realistic and make branches stronger by making them keep a larger share for operational cost purposes. I think it's a fair deal.
Thank you very much, Chairman Conrad. Can I give the floor to Chairman Aqua to respond to the same question, please?
Right. Thank you so much, host. And thank you, Chairman Imban, for your question put forward. At least Chairman Imban knows very well why he's pushing for the issue of 40-30 issue, because running a branch, like my colleague Chairman said, is quite difficult. Sometimes the dues is a problem. You see that the dues sometimes delays in coming. So when you have to run project and activities, it gets difficult. Sometimes we, the former chairman, the chairman, you have to find a resource to support activities. So, Chairman Imban, Mayor, I think it's an area when whoever becomes the leader of this chapter, being it myself or my comrade Conrad, we may have to look at how best we can negotiate with Accra and review the standard. If something we can review down, I think we need to look at it as leadership. Take it to executive meeting, have a discussion on the matter, and if possible, submit a review request to Accra and make sure we get that in review downwards so that the branches can get the bigger share to operate the branches. But there's one thing I want to suggest to my colleague, Mayor Imba, and all the chairmen who are listening. You know, if somebody becomes a member within a branch, there's something we don't do much. The issue of the £10 we pay as the registration fee. I would like to suggest to all colleague chairmen who are listening to us that we need to find a way to make sure that we create something called NDC Manifesto or NDC Constitution, so that any member, fresh member who joined the party, we make sure we hand over what you call the NDC Constitution as part of this dues arrangement, because there is a £10 registration fee which is paid there. So, Chairman Imban, Mayor Imban, your request you've made, Chairman Kusiako, have taken note. If I'm voted to become a chairman of this chapter, it's an area I'm going to push through. And I believe my other colleague brother will also do the same when, he get the nod as well. So our fingers crossed. Let's see what the voters will decide. Whoever becomes the leader of this chapter, I will plead that we take Chairman Imban's request seriously and we see how best we can go for review on this 40-30-30 sharing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chairman Aqua, and I hope, Chairman Mbang, I hope your question is well addressed and duly noted. Now, we've got, there are two questions I'm going to put before each one of you, which is quite personalized. So, and I would insist you just stick to the time. You can just spend about 2 minutes on the question. I'll start with Chairman Aqua. I think Josh wants to know, you did talk about the issue of Council of Elders, and he wants to know if you could just shed some more light on the modality of this Council of Elders, and also what is in your welfare policy. So if we just spend some 2 minutes and then shed some more light on those two questions, that would be great.
Good. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Comrade Josh, the issue of Council of Elders. Initially, when I brought my mission statement, it wasn't in there. But when I went around and started speaking to some colleagues within the party, in fact, they all advised me on that tangent. I said, oh, that's a good policy. So it's something we need to look at. Some of the difficulties we are facing in this chapter has to be mistrust, misunderstanding. That is why this election has dragged on. We don't trust one another. So even Accra is now struggling to understand us. I've been to FEC meeting twice. One question which was put to me was that, why are you guys in the UK, anytime we send new guidelines, you are fighting? What is the problem with you guys? It is a big issue. So it is something I want to bring on board in my administration if I'm given the nod, so that I will engage some experienced politicians within us, we put them together. It's going to be an appointing position. I will agree with my executives, and I'll go around and discuss it with the branch executives and say, look, there's a need to consider that arrangement so that within the chapter, we can discuss some of our internal conflict resolution before it goes to Accra. Sometimes we can do it like a homegrown solution. We are going to look at those who have served the party well. We are not going to just drag everybody into the Council of Elder Business. We have to make sure we do a due diligence and get people on board, people with the skill set to come and help us. So, Josh, it is something it has eluded us for a long time. France, NDC, even their new chapter, new branch, they are practicing that system, which in a way is helping them. So, Brother Josh, Josh, just rest assured, when the opportunity is given, maybe you'll be dragged on board to bring your more suggestions and ideas as to how best we can get that one done. On the issue of my welfare policy, it is a quite interesting area. Welfare has been tried before. There was a lady, Nana Deborah, our Queen Mother. I mean, they did some project on welfare. And South London Branch Secretary, they did some project on welfare. I've sat back and I've realized that within the core membership, there are one or two individuals sometimes we need support within the party. Simple little support to support one another. So I'm thinking of bringing something like a fund, welfare fund, that it will be well structured. Because if you look at the branches, 13 branches, if I go around and I plead with them that, look, there's a need to get the welfare a program in place with your support so that we can support one another. So basically, it is all program. I've costed it, how we are going to fund it. It is all structured. So when the time comes for me to reveal the plan, the policies, I think I'll put it out there for members to have a look at it and bring in some input. So, Comrade Josh, with the issue of welfare, it is very important that we encourage members to buy into the welfare program. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much, Chairman Aqua. Just this time around, I just have one other question for Chairman Conrad, and then there will be a question for both of you to respond on equal sort of par. So the question that is coming to Conrad is, if you could just shed some more light on the ambassadorial roles, because you did mention something about the ambassadorial roles. If you could just shed some more light on that, where is that going to take us to, and how do you intend to organize that?
Thank you very much for that question. For me, it's really simple. What I believe is that every chapter executive will be assigned to a branch for which they will be the branch, the ambassador of the chapter to that branch. It's a conduit via which, if, for example, I am giving Ireland as my branch to which I will be responsible as an ambassador, I should be attending Ireland meetings. I should be the ears and eyes of the chapter at Ireland, so that when Ireland has a problem, I can immediately let the chapter know very quickly. I believe that, look, if we say the organizers should do everything, there are only two organizers, the organizer and the deputy, the subcommittee. There are not many of them. It has to be all hands on deck. And so each executive must be given a branch, and it will be simple. If the branch has an activity, all of us will attend, but you are primarily responsible for liaising with them and bringing feedback on concerns they have, on their issues, so that in real time, we can gauge their temperature, we can support them to go. What we don't want is sitting there, then we get told, oh, Luton hasn't met for a year, Ireland hasn't met for a year, or Scotland hasn't met for 6 months. How did it come about? How come we didn't pick it up? So the ambassadors will be the eyes and ears of the chapter executives at the branch. But of course, all branch executives will be encouraged to patronize all branch activities, especially our own branches. We cannot have a chapter executive who is not paying their dues diligently to their own branch and shouting from the parapets that members don't pay dues when you are a member. All of us will do that. We will pay our primary allegiance to our branches. We will pay our dues to our branches. We will attend our branch executive meetings, and our branches will have the right to question if any chapter executive who is a member of that branch is not active, because we are primarily members before we are chapter executives. But our main point of contact will be that ambassador. That is what I mean by that. Now, quickly to the question on Council of Elders. I know it wasn't mine, but I agree with it 100%. We have a depth of talent. The very first secretary of this chapter, Honorable Kwesi Jerasa, who incidentally was the chairman for the vetting committee and secretary to the CIC. He has a wealth of knowledge. Sam Kwe, Beatrice Jamenya, who was deputy under Honorable Alexander Bafia. These are men and women who have trodden that path and have the experience. There is no point in reinventing the wheel. There is nothing new under the sun. So we should and we must consult them. But one thing I must say is, look, there is no point in putting a council of elders when two things are happening. One, we are bastardizing the members of those two council of elders. Look at what we have done to all those committees. I personally don't agree with all the decisions of all the committees, but it's not in my place to publicly call them fraudsters, call them all kinds of names when I don't even understand how they have come to their decisions, the information they have seen. So if we want the council of elders to work, we must accord them that respect. You do not insult your village chief and expect that village chief to be respected by the next village. No. Number two, some of our people calling for council of elders, this is not going to be a power thing. No, it's an advisory body. And it will be of people. Look, let me give you, if, for example, I want to be a member of the council of elders and I have been involved in some gerrymandering on behalf of one candidate or the other, it is not going to work. You must be above board to get in there. And we must all make it work by according them the respect they need. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chairman Conrad did an extra minute. I'll just be very fair to Chairman Alpha. Is there anything you want to add to that?
Yes, there's something I want to add. This issue of council of elders is close to my heart. That is why I bring it on board. But there's something as a chapter we all need to do. You see, we joined NDC. NDC didn't join us. There is something some individuals within the party in the UK and Ireland are missing. Discipline. It is something we need to go there and make sure that per the party constitution, we discipline ourselves in the way we behave. Discipline in our meetings, discipline in the WhatsApp platforms, and the discipline on one-to-one. So Chairman Kusiakwa, I will make sure that we put the cut down and assess it. We need training. We need seminar. As part of after the election, discipline should be part of the discussion as a chapter we all need to. So that, you see, when we take the position as a chairman, you are in the position to serve the party and its members. This is what I'll say, Chairman. So the issue of council of elders is close to my heart. And I'll make sure, Chairman, me and you, we need to make sure we fight and bring discipline we need into this chapter. That's what I want to add to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chairman Aqua. I just thought it was important I give you that extra minute.
Thank you.
Rebuttal on that. Just very quickly, Sankofa, is there anything do you have any other question for both aspirant from your point?
No, not at the moment. Because most of the questions have been exhausted by.
That's absolutely great. There's just only one last question, but I won't want our contestant to spend more than a minute on it. I know sometimes it is it's a question that is either going to be you either first of all agree before you even make a comment, and that's a question from the Oba TV. I suppose I got that right. Yes, it's Oba TV, and they are saying Oba TV is asking that there is some undue interference from national. What would you do if that is the case? What would you do about that sort of undue interferences in the chapter's affairs? I will start with Chairman Aqua. First of all, do you even agree if there are undue sort of interruptions? If yes, is there anything we could do, or you think some of the issues might be us?
Yes, thank you for the question put across. This issue of undue interference is both ways. Sometimes we, the chapter members, generate it. It goes to them and they bring it back to us. So the issue of we in the chapter generating the conflict, even some group, petition writing is part of the tool in seeking redress. But sometimes we overdo things. It gives Accra the opportunity to throw it back at us. Guidelines come from Accra for us to work with it. instead of us to be transparent with the guidelines and explain it to members on the ground, sometimes it has been massaged. It goes down there and we keep blaming Accra. We are all involved in these problems and we should all involve in the solution. That is why Chairman Kosiako, I'm saying that, yes, Accra made directors, they have the right as headquarters to tell us to, direct what to do. But we in the chapter 2, the way we have operated ourselves in terms of discipline, we need to change things. As part of my leadership, I'll make sure the branch executives, I'll visit every meeting and let them know how best we can reform this chapter in terms of what we put in place to guide us so that we work for the party together. With unity, we can achieve this together. So yes, that's a very good question there.
Thank you very much, Chairman Akwa. That was 2 minutes. Chairman Conrad, do you want to come in?
Thank you. Very quickly. So for me, that question, I don't quite agree with it in its entirety. So I'm a bit probably partially yes, no. I say this, the reason, see, in the last 5 years, we had standing orders that were governing our operations. We suspended the standing orders. And then anytime we need to drink water, we'll go and ask Accra. Anytime we want to eat, we'll go and ask Accra. Then we'll come back and say, Accra is the one telling us what to eat and what to drink. Prior to that, since I was being in this chapter, our standing orders have always been enforced. Why did we suspend them? And that's why I'm saying we are bringing them back. We'll fashion them and revise them so that they are fit for purpose. A classic example is this elections. 5 years ago, I was secretary to the EC. We were given unfettered access. We produced our first register. People had concerns with it. So they professed provisional register. We collected more petitions, more questions. We worked on it, came back with a second revised register. We got more questions, more petitions, came back with a third register, and then we finalized it for elections. At all point in time, the then director of elections, Honorable Ofosu Ampofo, was made aware. Our director of international affairs, Honorable Kofi Ato, was made aware, but we never asked them to step in, and the then executives rightfully never got them to step in. What is murky now is the moment the first EC register, provisional. How do you even appeal something that is provisional? You go to court, they adjourn the case, you say you are going for appeal. The moment they adjourn the case, asking for further information, we quickly ran and went to appeal to Accra. Accra set up CIC. And then this whole thing has been going on. Even as we speak, when we were told 2 weeks ago that organizer go and get a venue, I am told organizer gets a venue. Then some executives come and say, no, we don't agree. And then squabbles come in and we have to go back to Accra again and say, we are struggling with the venue. We must discipline ourselves, as my Chairman Akwa said, like the adults we are. Get back to the room. Every officer must do his job. If it's the organizer's job to get a venue, what business is it as a chairman to be involved? Why must Accra even come into this? So we cannot blow hot and cold. The simple answer to this, we must get back to winning ways. We must get back to being the adults in the room with self-respect, discipline, self-governance, and follow due process. Due process is in the constitution and standing orders. Your branch will deal with you if you have an issue. If you disagree, appeal to chapter. Chapter will step in. If you disagree, you can then appeal to Accra. Under my chairmanship, if the process is shortcutted and Accra steps in, we'll tell Accra, please wait. It's not your turn. Let us follow the due process. When it's exhausted, it comes to you. But I do not agree it's Accra's fault. It's our fault. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman Conrad. Well. What can I say?
To be done. That's all you can say. There's work to be done.
Absolutely, it has to be. But I just want to say, kudos to both of you for presenting yourself. I think that has been worthwhile. You've been able to pitch yourself out there, and like we said from day one, this is a program that we intend to let that sort of, very clear message, devoid of any vindictiveness, devoid of any sort of character assassinations. We just wanted you to be out there putting the message before the electorate, and you've done very, very well on those words. And I'm glad to say, to be here and be the moderator with my co-moderator Sankofa, I think we really, really appreciate what you've done here. I think we have come to the end of the show. I'll just give my co-moderator if you want to add anything.
So I don't know if there's a question on Facebook.
Yes. Yes. So just a 30 seconds. Am I allowed?
Yes, you will be giving that closing moment. I'm just trying to find out from my moderator if there's anything that he wants to add before we give them
No,
their last closing.
no, except to announce that on 24th September 2023, that means next week, we should be in here again.
Okay.
For the next set of it.
Right. So what we will do is that you both just have 1 minute to pitch yourself, and then we should be finishing the show. I will start with Chairman Aqua.
Good. At least my name is Chairman Kwisakwa. Chapter voters, I'm here to serve. Vote for me. But I will dedicate my other 30 seconds to NDC in Ghana and everybody who's listening to this program. 2024 is going to be a big task for us. I want to plead. We may need everybody's support. NDC, NPP are not ready to leave the scene. The issue of our polling agents and the issue of election prompters. Please, we should have a program and go and support them back home. It is very important. All those who have listened to us, both sympathizers and members, when we come knocking your doors with polling agent support, with election prompters, please listen to us. That's all what I'll say for now. And I would like to say a big thank you to you, the organizers. That's a great job. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Over to you, Chairman Conrad.
Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure this evening to be in the company of my fellow comrades, and I want to congratulate the branch organizers. I love the fact that even in the midst of all the turmoil and the state of paralysis in quotes we are in, the rays of sunshine shining through on this occasion is that branch organizers have come together to organize this beautiful event and given us a superb platform. I want to plead with you to continue. Particularly, my one humble request is this. I would plead with the branch organizers, come together and start a local register of each branch, listing each member who will go to Ghana to be part of to be a polling agent or something. Let it come from each branch. Come together, work together, and put it together at consolidated level. Whether I win or not, let that project be a project the branch organizers pull up. And I'm confident you can do it. If this chapter will succeed, it will be because of the strength and the performance of our branch organizers and our various branches. And that is why I believe we must take the chapter to the branches to make us have a strong chapter to deliver 2024. So come 7th of October, my simple appeal to you is this. I am a man who believes in a broad church and in progress. My agenda is there. Give me the privilege of serving you, and together we can restore sanity, discipline, hard work, and a focus on Victory 2024 into this chapter. Thank you very much for the pleasure of your company. God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's it. You've got it there. And everyone who is listening, this is our one last opportunity to hear from our contestants. And you've heard everything they've got to tell us. And like I said, it is next week, 24th, we would have a similar sort of event for the other aspirants that we couldn't be able to. And just like this is us, you've seen the program. We are here determined to make sure that together as comrades, as NDC, we are winning. That is the most important thing. Winning 2024 is the ultimate objective. Any other thing is just a plus to it. But we can't do that if we are not able to put our house in order. And that is why this particular show and this Q&A is very, very important to all of us. So for me, I'm really glad to be on this show tonight. I don't know about you, but from the comments, all those that we couldn't ask your questions, we really apologize if we didn't pick up any question. But don't forget, this is an interactive platform. Most of these questions will be followed through and we'll be able to put any sort of related response on them. So any issues at all, keep the response coming through and we will be reading and responding to them. Some of them will pass them to the chairman in person and they will be able to respond to that. Over to you, Sankofa, to finish.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alfred Mwene. You've done very well. And it's gone very well, if you ask me. And the maturity that went with it, and looking forward to push the chapter forward is very, very important. It's my utmost hope and prayer that we'll be able to all come 7th October, our members will elect the right people to lead the chapter, and of course, team up with our brothers and sisters back in Ghana and make sure that we rescue Ghana, because the point is going is not good at all, and everyone recognizes, not even just the NDC, even the MPP also recognizes it. And so it's important that we come together. We have only one Ghana, and it's important we rescue it. And that's what I have to say. Next week, we'll be here again. Thank you for your time, Alfred. God bless you.
Thank you.
Another one, I go take and do waiting I love, waiting you love, oh, no be waiting I love, oh, waiting I love, I go do what we done my heart, oh, go no be vodka, Mr. Money Changer, but I know the ways that Mr. I want to hear what people they talk, what you get, I shall get.